Abadoli lime.
Kaleto mejaru ababona.
Mugba. Me no kwe la funu dalo. Ome no. Ome ko. Azui. Me la funu da. Ome la funu da. Ome no. Ome to. Azui. On va pas perdre les voix, dans les voix. On va pas perdre les voix, dans les voix. Perdre les voix, dans les voix. On va pas perdre les voix, dans les voix. On va pas perdre les voix, dans les voix. Bebelevo, adalevo, aguafianya. Mekade o malelo, adala mekade o male pasilo yo. Mekade o malelo, mekade o male pasilo. Mekade o malelo, adala mekade o male pasilo yo. Mekade o malelo, mekade o malelo. Mekade o malelo, adala mekade o male pasilo. Begade o malelo, begade o male pasilo. Begade o malelo, agora begade o male pasilo. Begade o malelo, begade o malelo. batakali no de wa kusia. Obe ajo, batakali no de wa. Obe ajo, batakali no de wa kusia. Obe ajo, batakali no de wa. Obe ajo, batakali no de wa shoro. Obe ajo, batakali no de wa shoro. Obe ajo, batakali no de wa kusia. Obe ajo, batakali no de wa shoro. Kokoli koko, o tofo o fun, ya o nye gbome fun, amemele wa ho, aya ta jina twe. Kare to mi jadu ababora, abadu gbotoro. Kare to mi jadu ababora, abadu lime. Kare to mi jadu ababora, abadu gbotope. Kare to mi jadu ababora, abadu lime. Kare to mi jadu ababora. Koko likoko, o tofo wo fu, ya o nye gbome fu, amemele wa ho, aya ta jina twe. Kare to mi jadu ababora, abadu lime. Kare to mi jadu ababora, abadu gbotope. Kare to mi jadu ababora, abadu lime.
Kare to mi jadu ababora.
Me no kwe la funu dalo. Ome no, ome to, aswi.
Me la funu da. Ome la funu da.
Ome no, ome to, aswi.
O va pepele vo adale vo. O va pepele vo adale vo.
Pepele vo, adale vo, agua viaja.
O va pepele vo adale vo. O va pepele vo adale vo.
Pepelevo, adalevo, agua viaja.
Mekade o malelo, adala mekade o male pasilo yo.
Mekade o malelo, mekade o male pasilo.
Mekade o malelo, adala mekade o male pasilo yo.
Mekade o malelo, mekade o malelo.
Mekade o malelo, adala mekade o male pasilo yo.
Mekade o malelo, mekade o male pasilo.
Mekade o malelo, adala mekade o
Male pasilo.
mekade o malelo.
Pelaku, ayo nyampe ke sesuai nyala for baru nama as avoid me in Carabe for almost 15 years and then avoid let me for give my way below. Okay, number simple kaka. Member by the comfortable. Everybody need to talk. Vote for coffee. vicino, petuniatore a cassa. Deve tocci a qualcuno meno. E vengo qui a me. E a quello di da me ma con una massa. Okay, everything I say, I'm quite call me back, man. Brown body, and yeah, you see, I'm just all everything I'm at. Look at that, go to the near sea. Bet your man, then you may look at that. I'm a guy, family. You call a labor collar. Polisi bẹ́ẹ̀ náà mi sí àmì ń tọ́ka ẹ̀ka náà ẹ̀ka àbíyá o ẹ̀rọ ní polisi àti ẹ̀rọ ìjọ ìjọ náà ẹ̀ka yóò tọ́pẹ́ kìí lórí kí ẹ̀gbọ́n ọ̀gá ẹ̀mẹ̀ kọ́ tàmá kú ìpẹ́ ẹ̀tẹ́rẹ́ máa kọ́ pọ̀lẹ́ fífa ẹ̀ yẹ kó gbọ́dọ̀ lè tututu rẹ̀ lè máa tán kú máa kú tiẹ̀ lè fi máa kọ́ pọ̀lẹ́ fífa mẹ́nìkà. The man to Marco de Leon, a coucher de la couple de filles, et bloqué. Carignan a dit tout le peste tandis que mon repos, ma foi, ou ma pote, mon pote. I used to have a cat. The dog came in here, he took the cat out. There was a bottle of a drink. So they carry it away. Go and broke it. And that dog went and broke the bottle. Then the last one he did was I drop on him, I check. Joponani, ya non comunico. Mi wa kono ina ore. Kaka mi acho ho imere. Mi se nya nyere. Menye mi ajo aba na joge na tamu bubule. Eno mi na ore ho ya lo ho. Kaka mi acho ho no kwa mele yo cho afire bo yi do garo da bele. No ko we be do na yi. Sibule bene no. Amele yo le yo bo business le yo glore. Yo ko be engage meta. No value way. So we don't know. But for a way, what I'm going to get it. The new war with the women and a very nice symbol. Blindo. Ah, come on, way, go, whatever. I did drunk. Komi wọlé komi padà gbẹlẹ ma mo padà gbẹlẹ ndé pọtọ taya ndé pọtọ ẹgbẹ ni mo tso lé mo kaba ẹyẹ sèé gbẹlẹ no kàmú ẹgbẹ no wọ wa sọlọ gbẹlẹ bẹ du kàdí ẹ ẹyẹ sèé. Ameru Jacolo. Okay, Ameru Jacolo. Any Jacolo. Ah, any Jacolo. Ameru Hobby Jacolo. Okay, Senai Jacolo. Career. Is you buy? You promise? You don't remember?
I don't think I promised anything.
Because
The only spirit that I promised that I haven't done yet is Amasi. That's why I asked you to buy a chicken today. But for Toby Glen, no.
because they say you are the one who offended. So that's what I'm asking. Amazebe, we are now, we are now, Harene, Agoya. I said, no, it's not a man. Bafi, remember, you run away, brother. Bring him and a call. So, Nabu don't know where I feel. Say something. You sure, not this time, even before you left, you didn't make any pledge.
The last time we came to pledge here that I remember we redeemed when you were sick. Then Sarah and that's long time that I pledged to.
But that one you could redeem a chair also was.
Or maybe guys I'm eating the bones of.
You are eating bones. Okay.
It has been coming to my head.
But you know that you are not supposed to be breaking bones, whether here or anywhere.
It's sweet too.
Well, it is not easy. Oh, if you. Papa, it has been coming to my head every time I'm in this house.
Once you see, you can't break bone again. You are no more dog. No.
It's true.
You break. Okay, you.
Okay, I'll stop.
He said he accepts. You should be careful. But the reason is when you are getting, you have this review and you are breaking bone. If they give you the seed and you are breaking bone, the time that it will come and remove you from a problem, it cannot because you have gone against its rules. So it won't be able to then. It seems as if it is not working. It's not working, but it is you who is breaking its rules. Is that all the matter that you are saying? So that's all. That's what to tell you. Say that, maybe. No, Cheno the trouble. I told him. He said he told you it's a very simple group, but the rules are yes. Configure a Huba. Senna is breaking bones. That's why he said he has offended. Senna has offended him.
He's breaking bones in the house.
Aduba, this thing.
Aduba for it.
Aduba, mochi botola.
Aduba mochi botola. And then you take it because you offend will do them. You say it that oh I broke bone, so you will use that aduba mochi botola. You didn't put here for that man. Who got it? Makudelo. And Obama could ever want to do it. No, no, if you bring a call, you are there. The young people will be a very good friend. then you are contact okay. Okay, we'll fetch some part of the water. Oh, quite a little away. Say them about what you buy them and movers. I know a pour and powder already. A powder. No, don't okay. The fake water. Careful where this would go. It's a big moment. Let people get juju, and everybody's afraid of them. If they try you, it will catch them. If you catch them like this, will you catch fire one time? If I did not get involved, you would die. You would have died. You would be dead. So be very careful with this. I don't know. Okay. Okay. Set of 4 trailers available.
Say chicken bone with a sweet
Because if you only eat the bone meat part, the meat is for you, you chop meat finish, you bring bone again. The water is smelling like this. If somebody is seriously sick or you fed this water or the person to bath and you are waiting about the matter stop. I tried it many times. I think even Tara, I have made she bath this one before it smelling good. When you were in school. Tara says it smells. Where you put the bone inside we use this one when we're going to when we're going to manage almost they will oh, go fine. And before you go went to yes. Oh, the one thing I don't like is me not go for him, me got to steal I don't really. It's only in Africa that you know really. We like to keep close to you because they are the ones that if everything fails, they are the ones who protect you and defend you. Really don't look back. So why won't you make sure that their work is to protect you? And it is the last minute. I don't know. Yeah, I can't know if you. The view one. Oh, they can talk, especially when Seto is out. Oh.
Class prefect.
What are you people talking about? Oh.
Very poor.
Yeah. You. Me, could you tell you that's all bad? But the other way, Jimmy could review it so bad. It's all right. Carrying a man to do it, pay to the old Odichi, Naiko, China goes over. That's something now. Yeah, but there are times you go with it. And I was a bow. Dentro una cocura ball la è bene mi anani potero un po' poi cocura va a carica come nero come una cosa bạn tông sông rồi tao mới ra hải đi nhau thì mà nó khổ lại ăn nó chơi bộ phận theo mà bạn tông còn là người cứ có bò có về Ahora doña la venía mío serio.
No va a dar,
Ya decía con la chile.
Mira serio. Ya que me careció. Eso es y fue a tomar algo back pero no sé.
No, but it's not available, bro.
I'm trying to defend all the time.
Defend what you cannot defend.
Yes.
Mais un petit, des vieux, t'as vu, maman, il y a vieux, petit, mais si elle veut vivre, elle me laisse, comment tu es, la caméra, oh.
Spread open. Okay. The one here make baba way.
I think my papa will tell you about it.
I don't know, what do you know?
Send it outside.
Yo voy a
Okay, I think we are now ready to go. Sorry for the delay. We are working on our machines and everything. That's why it seems like we've been late. So, is it okay? So we are now taking off. So please forgive us. It's one of those things. If the machines are not working and the technical team is not able to fix things, I can't be able to talk. I won't be able to talk. So please, just bear with us. And now that everything is set, are you people using a Bluetooth also? There's a Bluetooth that is on there.
On your tablet.
Eh? It's just a sign, but it's on. Or it didn't show that it's on.
It's a pop-up.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to pour a simple libation, and then we'll go by. Before then, I say good afternoon to you, good morning, good evening, wherever you may be or find yourself at this very moment. Thank you all very much for joining, and those who have been waiting for so long, we are very sorry that our machines are having some challenges, and we have just put them on track. And so I'm going to pour libation, and then we'll take it up from there. Oh, ago, mando ago zeto. Mayo maoga soboliso, maoga sobolisa, maoga kitikata, maoga ese. Mayo ese joto, ame joto, se na no ama sete na no ame, wama na pevi doko na pevi, wama na pevi mebi na no doko na pevi ogbe na doko na pevi mebi na no wama na pevi ogbe osenye mayo mando ago. Yo sheme ham for asho, semi for asho, pete mando ago. Mayo abraxas, mayo si adre. Yo tadre to me vi me ko o wo fe so ton ka me yo me do agu me yo me no so je anyi zozo kaka chikazi bo shadre pia la fa banya gbe bi na pe nya gbe juro ho nyi me yo da kekelu we nya yin ba ma jo flora for playing ba me do ri ka o we nya bi ma te kulo eteku etega o me yo akai mi jo kai ma ni akai je ba kai su bo kai tro ba kai ma ni akai fi ba kai ma ni ata ba kai ba kai pe ba ni ba ha do ako pra ba do je fi ato ba so mo do ju o yo do da o ba bo ka ku ba ko mi on zan e o de na ya ho ha ro e me yo ra ka yo jo pata jo ma ku afo ka bo mo je chi mo bo fu do me gbere kokuro ku a to le fo fo mo jo bo ni o he me jo bo ni me to ya mo ju to an ko ra pe be ni le be be to ba jo tu zo pe bo mo no te per ka jo pata be le ati jo bo ba jo ni jo pata o te fia jo pata no trona me gbe da mo lo abi fa be ni die no ni afi mi ajolo jopata jopata ni atape me yo wa se me bo jide to to me de te apa pe ti zubolu ajima oboju pe o do ja lo fe nko me vala ti fa me valo jo na pe agusa pate me yo atigele me yo kuro ko me yo ra Allah fia ye me yo wa ga se meja papa se to de do ago Mayo brahini mayo bobo chi mayo mbe foli ko mo ne ka bobo godo ku chakuma ko manga to bunye mele miyo mayo to ko so ko ko ye nya ko so ko foni ko geje ta si nya mo si fusi jam ko so bra ko mama nyi bogi to bunya ko ko fi ya ba insa dori e pe mbe petu na ko hala na ko te lo mayo po yin Celestine aba ku bia Katrina ku bia foni asense ko do foni ya be na ku bia ku to ne fana na mayo mi asro awo mo chicha to fe ku bia Cecilia akpene e ka pe mensa ku to ne fana ni lo Dawo tuji boko tuji todo tuji me yo kiliki hasa ko ntia ko para su bara na na yo boko ada fi so fa mo bobi boko afata wa jobe kuto bone fa na bubu me na bubu ne fa na me yo no ho le va bo no ho egbe abaga to ya ma le na ko harai na ni kuto bone fa na me yo to be anani tre tu legita to be Abraham anji benu le chara me yo to be fiato Simon Kabila benyina si akotimi ahana be kuto bone fa na bubu yo da na le vie kwa manele agbaro le Nigeria kuto bone fa na me yo tre review bra ni yo be je ku be review ko je me ba to jama ngwateshi review mate man view piti ya piti ke kapita to ma ha agwera lo kutoka fana eme yo abo chaka kama chwa ba ya dogo kutokoli do ko kuma ku agba no bra to ba no le cho franta mani e fini ku abisi nkra ko fito ja ba ku o cho to ko fito hen ku fi atra kable yo me piti me yo to ka ba to ba do to ra ba ma sa pasa ke ku no to ko shi no to ke me yo applique de ma pesa ko chi no ko chi ale no ko chi mo ni ko chi trovo mo ko chi chi ta ke me de ba khere ke ni ko khe pesa ye ni pesa aguto ba de pesa ni peta ye pesa ye bole pepe adan me yo chi fo haranga ni sia yo apa bi mana hanu dagbe Tabe no yo nure ka ya to na bubu na makele de ke ni andasi ni kusia mi ga to me me fia gbe nya ngba no na ma ngba na to me no dagbe jima yo mi dolu ni bi ko mi na tata ni natanya o na me kebe de chere nya mi ada gbe ni fu pla me yo afa na ko ma ji so ko le men dan pa ji ni ko li bu ne ji ku me ji woli me ji so ni mali me ji abla me ji akala me ji buda me ji sa me ji ka me ji trupe me ji tura me ji lete me ji chene ji fu me ji ko li chitula me yo ko bi ni kwa to ba de obo amato ba de ni atpe eni ani yere ni ase nyene bere to ko lu na ko le me da bo bli ko bere ne ba ko na ba tini ku re da do ne le beta so we kana ti ku ne ba ko no to mi ko re da ajere ka anya me jo ba ko no cho tu me yo na pa ti ra ka ati kure ba ko ba ti da na jere ka so we kana ti ati ba ko no be da na ti be ka ele ba da na be ka kutu ni aba gbe ji me le ya na 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 sia kutu señor ni eso yo mama yeah, so now I am ready to take off. I'm ready to take off. Oh great, it's a good day. Let's take off. Today is the 2nd of April. We are already in the 4th month of the year. And before you know, we are in December again. What have you done to change your own life so far? That's the question I put to all of you now. And you should start pondering over it and let's see how we go. Okay, I have on Facebook, starting from Reynald Idubo, say greetings to you, Daddy. Hello, Reynald Idubo. Thank you very much. And how are you? Greetings to you and your household too. Then we have Julius Zewu, say greetings, everybody. Greetings to you, Julius. How have you been? Thank you very much for joining the program. And we have a big sister. Okay, let's start. We have Charles Graham say, welcome Tobe once again to your highly informative and inspirational section. Thank you very much, Graham. We are very grateful. And then we have big sister Oluchi. What is that for? We have big sister Oluchi saying great evening, Papa. And I can't read this with peace and love. Thank you very much, big sister. And then we have Oluchi going on to say, thank you very much, my sister. I'm very grateful. And then we have Dr. Labi Cosmos who say, Enuledo, Natobio, Kata, Akpe Tobe, especially Tobe at the tradition must go on. Tobe Adela, Tobe Cosmos, Akpe, Miawele Doni Bugure, Miawele Nuledete, Miawele Nufiami, Miawele Niabe Comudure, Ngombe Plench, Miawele Atisaso, Anai, Kaavuru, Aquena Bugure. Yeah. Then let's go on with, we are now on YouTube. We have a Sikapa. Say, good afternoon, Papa. I want to ask, why do we use foreign drinks like schnapps to pour libation and not our African wines and spirits? It is preference of us or our ancestors. Okay, Sikapa, the problem is that there are certain spirits that do not drink appetition, that you have to be very much aware of. See, if you are not on spiritual path, you look at things and you think that it is done because we are all trying to promote Africa. And then when you don't see people using local apetition for pouring libation, it's because there are certain spirits that do not drink apetition at all. I'm not a spirit, I'm a human being, but the spirit will let you know that I don't take apetition. And the spirits that take apetition too, we give them apetition. Especially people who die traumatic death, their best drink to give them is apetition. It's not cheap or anything. And then when we are doing our ancestral feeding, I don't know whether you have watched any of them, you realize that we use asada, we use pito, we use brukutu, we use apetition, we use gin, we use palm wine. So every spirit has its own preferences. So until you go deeper into spirituality, you will just be doing things because you feel that that's the way it should be done. But spirits have their preferences. It's not us who is saying that we don't want to give them appetition. In my shrine here, that's our way ourselves is our favorite. We use the gin to pray, but when we ourselves we want to drink, it's appetition we go for. Because it's the one that makes us feel like we are home. But the spirits, they have their own preference. So when you see us using any drink to pray, it is the spirits, their preference. However, there may be somebody else's shrine. Maybe apetition is the only drink that they use there. So you may come across such. But the spirits that I work with, not all of them takes apetition. For instance, Afa, when you are praying to Afa, you can never use apetition. Even sometimes you are not supposed even to drink apetition before even approaching Afa. Because why? Afa came out of palm tree. The spirit Afa came out of palm tree. So if you use anything palm, then you are actually fighting it. So it will not be, it will not communicate with you well. So Sikaba, that's my position on this one. Thank you very much for the question, because maybe a lot of other people may want to ask such a question, but they don't have the opportunity. But since you asked, we all learn from it. Thank you, I'm very grateful. And then we have our brother Tibi Nyambe in Zambia saying, greetings Papa and AMT family. Looking forward to today's live session. Wish to learn more. Tibi Nyambe watching from Zambia. Thank you very much, Timmy, for coming on the program. We are a little bit behind time, but I will be able to deliver. So prepare your questions and then ask me what you want to ask me. I'll try as much as possible with the help of the ancestors and the spirits to be able to answer your question. Thank you very much. And then we have Timmy going on to say, Papa, in voodoo practice, are there things constricted to be taboo, things that voodoo priests should never do? Yes, there are plenty things that are taboo in voodoo practice. One, you cannot put your drink or food that you are eating or drinking on a stool or a chair on which human beings are sitting down with their bottles. It is not good to, what happened to this one? Because it means the people are not connected. So that is one thing. In voodoo, if you are a priest, you cannot sleep with a woman on a bare floor, or just by putting a cloth on the ground and sleeping with a woman. It's a taboo. In voodoo, you cannot sleep with a woman, cannot have sex with a woman either in the toilet or in the bathroom. Well, this is some people's pleasure usually, but in voodoo, when you are a priest, those things are taboo. Then even if you are not a priest and you want to be a serious practitioner, those things become taboo. You can't go to a farm and have sex with somebody in the bush, on the ground, or anything, wherever. It is a taboo. There is also a big taboo, but that one people do not know. You having oral sex, using your mouth to eat a woman's pussy is also a taboo. You may not know that it is going to affect you in something. It usually brings poverty. And bring poverty inside that you'll be doing things, but everybody will be trying to help you, but they cannot get results. It's not because the people who are working for you are not doing the good work, but because you have put poverty upon yourself, and that thing will disturb your life. So there are a lot, many other taboos in voodoo when you are a priest. That's why it's not everybody who has to become a priest. If you want to be a priest, then you must be prepared to follow certain taboos in order to be a good priest, and also to be in a position where when you say things from your mouth, they must happen. I don't know. And okay, and in Badu, like this one, okay, I will not say it, maybe another time. So those things, let's leave those ones out. That's not why we are here today. But yes, there are so many taboos in voodoo practice. So to me, that's it. If you become a priest, the more of these taboos will be told to you, so that you don't go breaking them. What happens is that when you break these taboos, the problem is that the things you want to happen, your voice cannot be as powerful as you wanted it to be. That's why. And then we have Benny Moswane in South Africa, say good day, Bokor and AMT family. We thank the gods that keep you strong for us. Oh, Akbe. Thank you very much, Benny. I'm very grateful for that message. And how have you been? Hope you and your family and everybody is fine. Thank you. Then we have a Tini Nyambe saying the sound is not good on YouTube. Okay. Technical team. What is causing it? So the sound is not. Is it the new microphone? If it is, then you can disconnect it, because this is the most powerful microphone. So I don't know. If it is the one, then you have to remove it. Maybe it's not well coordinated. Okay, let's go on to TikTok. Everything is working well. Okay. So, TV, you have to check your site, because I think here everything is working well. If your sound your YouTube, check it again and let me know. Because if you don't let us know, we don't know what is happening there. So we are on TikTok now, and then somebody's young prodigy is saying, what is happening? A young prodigy, we had some challenges with the network and also fixing of our machines and everything. One of my computers crashed 2 days ago, and we are having some challenges, but somehow we managed to get on. So maybe that's why you have been waiting, and we were on. But now we are on, so thank you very much for the patience you have made and waiting. Then we have the lady Nathan is following the host. And let me go up and let me see what is there. And user 5109381 saying hello, how are you? Thank you very much. And the same user says, I need a special invitation to your temple. I have many questions too. We don't invite people to our temple. If you want to come, it's you who will book an appointment. I don't need to invite you, because in Voodoo we are not trying to woo you. We are not trying to coerce you to practice. If you are in need, you will find a way. So we don't give invitation to people, because we are not doing a campaign, or we are not doing what is the name Christian called that? The one crusade. And they do crusade. And the only crusade is another evangelism. We are not doing evangelism, we are not doing crusade, we are not doing anything to woo you to your own ancestral spirituality. We are not propagating it in such a way that we have to beg you to learn about your own culture. We are only telling people about the confusion that people are having about their own culture. As I was telling my friend Senor this morning, that today is Palm Sunday, which had happened about 2000 plus years ago in Palestine. And, from Africa to Palestine, especially the part that we are, I don't know how many thousands of kilometers to get to Palestine. But it is very true that all Africans know the ancestors of Jesus Christ, from Abraham of Chaldea, all the way to David, Solomon, Joseph, and all these. All Africans who are Christians, whether Africans in the diaspora or Africans in motherland continent, they know all these people. They know the ancestors of these Palestinians. But unfortunately, their own ancestors that whose blood and DNA is running in them, they don't know. If you ask somebody your ancestors, oh, I don't know my ancestors. But they know ancestors of Solomon and his generation, David and his generation. You don't have any blood relationship with those people. People put black headgear and going to black clothes and headgear and going to church and say they are mourning Jesus. You don't even know your grandfather when he died. People like to do window shopping, something that is not real, that is being created for you people by other people. How many black people you see in the movies that they are acting about Jesus Christ? How many black people have you ever seen in those Jesus Christ movies that we have been seeing since our childhood to today? If you see any black man inside there, he's either carrying some load or he's pulling some animal. It's a messenger. Cannot talk. So people, you have to wake up. So that celebration and people in my country, Ghana, are so crazy today. I open TV, I see everybody is in black, and I say, but who died? Then later I realized that they say Jesus Christ. But even Jesus is not dead yet, according to the Bible. It will be next week before he died. But people started doing his funeral already today. Is it not stupid? You start doing funeral of people who do not die before they die. Ah, so we are not inviting people to our shrine. If you are in need and you need to do something concerning our tradition or concerning yourself, you will find your way. When you book appointment, you book appointment from there. We don't send invitation to people. I'm sorry. And then same user 510 510 9381. So I'm happy to be here. Ellie, thank you very much to be here. We are all happy that we are here. And then let's go on. The same user 510938 said, Togbe, I want to know if you have a direction for good luck and protection. We have a lot of things here. When you come and do consultation, in the consultation, the directions will be given to you, what should be done for you to fight the cause that you are fighting. Thank you. Then we have a Chibuzo saying, good evening, Toby. I just joined. Thank you very much, Chibuzo. We are just starting because we have some challenges with our machines and network. We are also just starting, so you are not late at all. And then we have Jonathan say, please, where do you located? Jonathan, we are in Accra, Ghana, on the Spintex Road. Our telephone number is on our profile. So when you get onto our profile on TikTok, you will be able to find us where we are. Thank you very much, Jonathan. And then we have Renee. Renee Tarot 6. How does Isese differ from Voodoo? I don't know which one is Isese because I don't speak Yoruba. I am an AV man, so I don't know the difference between Isese and Voodoo. I practice Voodoo, so I know what Voodoo is. I don't know what is Isese. Those of you in the diaspora, you have so much knowledge about so many African traditions from different cultures. So you have different names. But me, I only know about Voodoo. Thank you. Then we have a go up, please. Say the same question there. I don't know. And then we have Marcosum Ford. It's a place location on Florida I say on the spin test rule, and then Renee Tarot 6, he say Florida, yes, thank you. And then they say Orisha religion. We don't have a religion. Voodoo is not a religion, it's a tradition. It's a way of life of a sub-ethnic group of people. It is the same for all other cultures, but the Aves who call their own voodoo is that's what it is. It's not a religion. That's the mistake a lot of people make. Voodoo is not a religion. Orisha may be a religion, but voodoo is not a religion. Okay. I think we don't have we don't have anything on YouTube, so we have. Timmy Nyambe said, Papa, the issue of LGBTQ, is it high for an African man and lady to practice that? That is up to them. You see, in African traditional spirituality, nobody tells you about sexuality that you should practice. If you are practicing a particular kind of sexuality and it is benefiting you, and you are finding your life easy, go ahead. It's not my place or the place of anybody to say yes or to say no. If the spirit you are dealing with is happy with it, why not? And if the spirit say no, a man cannot sleep with a man, and you are having that spirit and you are still doing that, the spirit itself is the one going to strike you. It's not me. It's not the court of laws or anybody. It is the spirit that will strike you. So this question of LGBTQ, YX, I don't know. It's not our culture. But if somebody is practicing that, it is their way of life. What can you do? If it is working for them, that is that. If it's not working for them, then they have to find a way to it. But if we are saying in our culture that you can't go and sleep with a woman, even a woman in a farm or in a bathroom or in a toilet and all these things, you can't do that. I don't see where in our culture a man and a man will be sleeping together. But it is not my place to say whether these are politicians, it's their game because they are all just corrupt people. So they find a way to make money for themselves by accepting certain kind of culture. The white man told you that to have two women for one man is against Christianity. That's why one man, one wife, according to Christian. And because Christianity is built on hypocrisy, people marry one wife and they have concubine, they have girlfriend. And so as long as it's not called wife, it is accepted. But Africans say that you can marry as many as you can look after and take care of. And the white man said that is called, what do you call it? Polygamy. And it is no, it's against the Bible. But now, it's the same white man who is saying that your government should accept a man to sleep with a man and a woman to sleep with a woman, a woman to sleep with a woman and a man to sleep with a man. And I don't know whether it is in the Bible or it's not in the Bible that one is good or it is bad. So you come to understand that. So religion is man-made. That alone tells you that religion is man-made. It has nothing to do with any God whatsoever. When it suits the human being to change his ways, they create laws to benefit them. Long time ago in Saudi Arabia, no woman can even drive because Allah says no to women. But today, at the time of the MBS, women are now driving in South Africa. So is it God who came to tell MBS that it is okay for women to drive now? Or it is the lawmakers who decide that, there's pressure on us, or it is time that we should open up? It is the same thing with this LGBTQ, WX, whatever you are calling the case. So it is not a religious. The Bible has nothing to do with any religion. It's just a book of stories and history. And when it suits the people, they change the rules in it and then make you believe that it is God who is in charge. It's all hypocrisy. So, Timmy, whatever people want to do with their life, it is their life. I cannot tell people what to do with their sexual life. It is not my place. I know what I do with my sexual life, and I believe you too, you know what you do with your sexual life. If you are doing what you are doing and it is good for you and you are getting benefits and you are praying or doing things and your spirit well and nature accepts it, why not? So that's my take on that LGBTQ thing. I think it's a very big debate in the country now. Social media is on fire. Everybody is complaining because Kamala Harris brought 100 million for 4 countries to share. $100 million for 4 African countries in West Africa to share, so that they can allow LGBTQ. It's a human rights. Who killed more than American people? How many people have they killed in the world? And that is not human rights. It's only when people will sleep with men, will sleep with men, and women will sleep with women is what is human rights. How many black people are in jails in America on false accusations, who are even serving life sentences? Some had even been killed. People planted drugs on them. People told lies about them, raping the lies and all this, and people spend almost their whole life in jail for a lie that everybody knows is a lie. But because the skin color is black, they put these people in jail. But that one is not human rights. No, let's stop the hypocrisy. In our tradition, if you are a hypocrite and you are with these things, you will die. The things around you are real, they will kill you. It's not the God who is in the sky who doesn't know what to do, and people are telling lie in his name and cheating other people in his name and nothing is happening. Come and be with Godu and do nonsense and see whether you will live tomorrow. Let's go on. That is Timmy. Timmy said the sound is good now. Thank you very much. And then we have our brother Kwabena Penny. Say hi, Papa. Just sending greetings to you and the AMD team today. I hope you are doing well. Yes, Kwabena, I am getting better and I am here today. Thank you very much. Marina, tell them to start preparing the clay. They should start preparing the clay. They should go get the clay. And start out if the ones we had before, if there is still some remaining, they should start preparing the clay. Okay, so Kobina, thank you very much. I still have one more thing to do for you. I think today I won't be able to do it because I have a lot of work. And since I have been sick, a lot of backlog works are on me. But hopefully during the week, I should be able to finish your work for you. Thank you very much for coming on the program. And then we have our big sister Oluchi saying, Papa, your voice is double on your microphone. Peace and love. Okay, if you are hearing what I'm saying, you remove it?
Yes.
It's okay now, it's no more double?
That's why TV said.
Okay, so big sister Oluchi, please check again if it is still double, let me know. And then we have Charles Graham is saying, hello Tobe, please, is it really possible to communicate with the dead? Yes, those who know can communicate with the dead, but it's not everybody. I think somebody is at the gate trying to knock. And we have Junichi Fukuoka in Kobe saying, Kombanwa from Kobe, Papa. Kombanwa, Ogenki desu ka? Arigato. Thank you for joining the program, Junichi. Said it's greetings to everyone at AMT. I have 2 questions for you. What I see you giving libation directly from the cup, and sometimes I see you sipping the alcohol and spreading it from your mouth. Why is there so? Okay, it's a very good question. When we pour libation, usually we pour the libation from a cup. But then there is sometimes the spirit that you are praying to. If you want the spirit to be able to listen to your voice, that your voice should become something that the spirit recognizes and be able to work with you. When you drink the alcohol, you sprinkle it like this, or directly. So, as you know, Jopata, when we drink, if you drink any alcohol, but not sweet drink, because Jopata is not a spirit of sweetness, it's a fighter, it's a warrior spirit, so you don't give it sweet drinks unless he requires it himself. So when you drink alcohol and you want to give Jopata, you can pour libation on the ground like this to Jopata. But then when you drink, so by doing so, your mouth, what comes from the drink comes from your mouth before you are given to the bracelet or to the spirit that you have. Now you and that spirit has gotten one mouth. So when you speak, the spirit knows that it's you who is calling, and it will respond to you very, very positively, because your mouth and that spirit's mouth is one now. So that is the reason why sometimes we sprinkle the drink from our mouth on the voodoo or on the talisman. But then when you are in public and you don't want people to see you that you are doing anything, you can drink like this. When you drink finish, you just use your tongue to touch the bracelet, and that already the bracelet understood that you have given it a drink. So that people will not be looking, because you can't go in public and be doing. So many people do not understand this tradition, and they will begin to be afraid of you. And sometimes the people will run away and say bad things about you. So find a way to do it in such a way that you don't raise attention. Okay, so that is what is your first question. Your second question is, I saw on your YouTube channel where Senna was cleansing the spirits using the smoke from the incense. Is there any specific incense that you use? Can you use other? Please move the cursor. Can you use other incense as well? Okay, Judici, yeah, that's a very good question too. You see, cleansing in voodoo does not only, or in spirituality, I will not even say voodoo. Cleansing in spirituality does not only use water. Smoke or incense that is burned with special herbs also cleanses spirits, especially when you are about to feed your spirit, or if you have not prayed to your spirit for a long time. When you approach that spirit, you need to cleanse its face so that when you talk to it, it is able to hear you clearly. It's just like having dirt on a mirror. You have a dirt, your mirror is dirty. You can see yourself, but you can't see yourself very clearly. But you can see yourself. You can do anything. You can comb your hair, you can shave your beards and do whatever you want to do, your makeup and whatever. But when you use something that can clean the face of the mirror, you will see that you will be able to see very clearly, even if there's a small hair growing somewhere on your face, which the razor blade has missed, or there's a pore space that your makeup brush has not seen. When the mirror is very clean, it is more clearer for you to see. So it is with the spirits too. When you use a smoke, you cannot bath spirits with water all the time. There are certain spirits you can bath with water, but most spirits you cannot use. Most voodoos you cannot use water to bath them. When we say we bath voodoo, it's either we put herbs on them, or we put a white clay on them, or we use the fumigation. So when you look at the many spiritual practices around the world in Buddhism, in Catholicism, and in Shinto, I think Muslims also use, because otherwise the Muslims would not have all these droop and incense sticks coming from Arabic countries and India. They all uses some kind of incense. The purpose of this is to cleanse the spirit that they are working with, and also to make the atmosphere very suitable so that the mind can relax and be able to focus. Because the smell comes to our senses too, because we have the sense of smell. So when you smell something good, it gives you a good feeling. The mind adjusts itself to smell. When you are smelling something very bad, you see how your feelings will be. You will want to run away from there quickly so that that smell doesn't affect your mind. You see, the nose is only a gateway. The nose doesn't feel anything. It's only a gateway to receive the information with the physical thing that is on the ground. So when it takes it to the mind. And when the mind doesn't like it, the mind tries to let the body run away from there. So when you use incense, which usually are of good smell, when you fumigate a room or a spiritual place or a particular voodoo or spirit, the spirit feels well and it cleanses its face and it is able to communicate with you and also listen to whatever you are saying. So in voodoo, we also use this, but my incense are specially made from the voodoo way, because there are certain herbs that we know when these herbs are put together and fumigated, or you fumigate a spirit or a voodoo with it, the voodoo's eye get clear. So we use that. However, you can use any incense that is available to you, because somehow those incenses were also made for spiritual purposes. So you can use any incense that is available to you to fumigate and to cleanse your spiritual things. But even yourself, sometimes you can even cleanse yourself with smoke or incense. So, Junichi, that is my answer to your question. Hope it brings some understanding. Thank you very much for that. And then we have Big Sister Oluchi saying it's okay now, but the voice is low for me. So I went on your TikTok page, Papa, with peace and love. Okay, so does that mean that on the TikTok the voice is better? So I think the YouTube and Facebook the voice is not that great; it's low. So can you people increase anything from there?
Yes, please.
Okay, so go ahead. Because I don't know me, I'm just talking, talking, talking. I don't know what is happening at the background unless you people tell me. Thank you very much. And then Candy Fisher is saying, greetings, Papa. What about using tobacco as an incense? Yes, tobacco originally was used as an incense, and it was actually discovered by the Native Americans, and they were using it to fumigate themselves and fumigate their spirits and all this thing. And then, of course, tobacco, you can set fire to it to be burning, but the best way is to smoke it from your mouth. Then you spit it onto the spirit you are working with, just like how I did alcohol. That's why those people used to have the pipe that will smoke it, and then they pour the smoke on the spirit or on the voodoo or whatever they call their own. Then it comes in from their mouth. So, yes, tobacco also is an incense. We use it sometimes for Tobe Jopata when he asks for tobacco from time to time. So I have a tobacco in his room. And last time Shamba came, he brought me a pipe. But then we went to the village in Angotime where the big voodoo is, where the old man's shrine is. And I gave the pipe to them to be using for that voodoo, because when the old man was alive, he always smoked for the voodoo. And if he wanted to bless you in the voodoo's room, he has to smoke and spit the smoke on your head or into your hands, and you use it to smear your face. That's how that voodoo blesses. So it uses tobacco. So thank you very much for that question, Kadi Fisher. I'm very grateful. Kadi, we have done all your work, and I think I've sent you the videos. And if you have received them, please let me know. Okay, yes, you did. But you told me that why should every year we have to be feeding the witches? The witches are the ones that worry us. So they're always there. You cannot easily escape from them. Okay, so we are on Facebook. No, on YouTube again. We have. I think we have already done this one. Okay. Timmy Yambe Papa, I have been practicing libation for my ancestors, but it looks as if they are not responding. Am I doing something wrong, or I should keep practicing at their appointed time they will respond? That's the last part of your question is the correct thing, because the ancestors are there, and you have to keep calling them and pouring libation for them, praying to them for a long time before you start feeling their presence. The reason is that it may not be something you have been doing for a long time. So you cannot just expect that you just started and started seeing the ancestors, then their results or your results quickly. Because it may take time. Maybe the ancestors that you are trying to call are even not listening now. That's why we at African Magic Temple, we always recommend that you do a reading. When you do a reading and your ancestor, because now it is spirit and spirit, spirit and spirit that are going to talk together. So when in a reading, the oracle goes into the spiritual world to look at what is happening in your life and how you can fix it. And when the oracle goes into the psychic plane and is able to locate your ancestors, and your ancestors are saying that, oh, whatever is happening to you, you need to feed them, or you need to do something for them, you need to do this for them. And once you do it, automatically things start happening because they had asked for it. That means they will be listening to you whenever you are pouring libation. But you can continue pouring, and I believe strongly one day you'll start to see the results. See, sometimes the results coming from ancestors and from spirits, it's not like magic that you are in darkness and all of a sudden light will come. It's a very slow movement, but it will surely come. So you must identify and watch every little thing that is happening in your life when you started communicating with the ancestral world. Don't expect that it will just change overnight and things will just change. Even probably the problem that you are trying to tell your ancestors now had been there for long, and it's only now that you know that, oh, your ancestors are alive and they are active, and you are communicating with them. So it will take them some time to go around that particular challenge you are having, to be able to pick out what is the problem in it, and then it will start working. Even let's look at cars. Sometimes when you have a car, when you ignite your car or you kick the car will start. But you wait before you put your gear and everything, put your accelerator before the car will start to move. You can't say that because you just start the car and the engine start means the car start moving by itself. There will be gear changing and then acceleration and clutch and all this things before the car. And then you start moving slowly before you know it takes a race, and you can even be driving at 100 kilometers plus an hour. But you cannot start driving 100 kilometers an hour from the very beginning. So there are so many things you can use as an analogy to see how the ancestors would never deny you. And if you continue, definitely they will show their face towards you. Thank you very much, Timmy. Thank you for that question. Okay, and anybody on Clubhouse? Who are the people on Clubhouse? I don't think we have people on Clubhouse today. okay, Candy Fisher is saying, is it okay to use it to clean my essay? Yeah, but not tobacco, because we use the other fumigation. You saw the one that I have sent to you many years ago, the Akanyi oil and the fumigation. If there is still any, those are the ones that you can use for essay. You don't use the tobacco because the essay doesn't like anything that is intoxicating. So you don't use tobacco or people who smoke ganja or alcohol or anything for essay. You use herbs that are not intoxicant herbs. So I don't recommend using tobacco for essay because essay is you. And even for human beings, the doctors are telling us we shouldn't smoke a cigarette and we should not smoke tobacco. And now you are going to be feeding your essay. And so if there's any spirit sickness coming along with the smoking, you will get it early because you have already started sending it into the spirit world by making your excess smoke the tobacco that they say it kills. Me, I smoke. My old man smoked until he was over 100 years. We used to smoke together, not ganja, tobacco. We smoked together and he never got sick. But we are not all the same and we all don't have the same destiny. So I wouldn't advise you to use tobacco for your essay. You can use herbs to fumigate, but not tobacco. Like Jopata's bracelet, yes, you can do tobacco because Jopata, he likes tobacco as an incense. So that's fine. And then big sister Oluchi also okay, say Papa, I will send it to you later so that you will see how it looks on TikTok and Facebook. Peace and love. Okay, thank you very much, big sister. I'm very grateful. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, so let's see. Is that all for Facebook?
Yes, please.
Okay. And then Timmy is saying, thank you for.
Sorry, Papa. What was the issue?
You put the thing on YouTube and then you just change it. What happened again?
Sorry, Lamin was drawing my attention to a new question, so I was trying to fetch it for you.
But if we have not answered this one, why are you fetching another one?
Sorry.
Timmy Nyambe is saying, thank you for your response to my question. Thank you too for the question. We are all learning because if you don't ask the question, it will not be easy for me to know what is in your mind and what is in the other people's mind. So it is you who set the agenda. You tell me and then I answer. That's why I only pray and ask you to send me your questions because that's the purpose of this program. The program is to educate us about how to go about our own traditional spirituality. I know what to do and I am here to teach. So if you don't ask me questions that confuse you, that you don't understand, something that is you are not sure of, I won't be able to know what to say. So when you ask me the question, then I'll be able to answer you. Thank you for the question, Timmy. I'm very grateful. Okay, go ahead with another platform, please.
Yes, please. Sorry about
This is on TikTok.
Yes, please.
We have passed those places already. Oh, come down. Go up. Go up. Let me see. Okay, we have done all this thing. And then we have Dikos Snow, say wise man greetings. Thank you very much, Dikos Snow. We're very grateful and greetings to you too. I love my husband is saying, Papa, please, I'm sick. Talk to me. I love my husband. How am I going to talk to you? I'm talking already. Oh, you are not hearing me talk. If you have any question to ask me, I'm here to answer you, please. And then we have Dikos, a wise man. Tell them. What do you want me to tell them? telling them that they don't know their ancestors, but they know Joseph and Abraham's family people. They know from A to Z. They even know where Ruth and the line that Ruth came from, where Delilah and everybody came from, but they don't know their own ancestors' names. When you ask them, they say, I don't know my ancestors. I don't have ancestors. Even somebody told me that I don't have ancestors. What a pity. Sometimes I cry for Africa and African people. We have been so deceived with this understanding that there is a place called heaven where nobody works and you only enjoy. And you know, generally the black man likes to be lazy. A black man likes to be lazy. It is only when he is forced under a condition that he cannot stand, that's when you see him working like a horse. So this story of heaven, it appeals to our conscience so much that people would rather go to church than to go and look for a job. Because their prayer is that when they die, they will go and sit in heaven and be enjoying without working. There's no heaven, no. It's a lie. If there is heaven, pastor will not be making money for himself here. If you don't know, let me tell you. If there is heaven, why should pastor be waiting? He is telling you, he's the first person to go there. The day they are here, they are collecting, and you are paying, and they are collecting, and you are thinking of going to heaven, and they are collecting here. Hey, be wise, so you should be wise. No, if there is heaven, we will go. But if you are not lucky and you did not fight here where you are now, and how you can make your life here and be happy as if you were in heaven. If the time comes and you realize there is no heaven, your soul will be very, very angry with you. Your inner self will be very, very angry with you. I saw some people put some big billboards. They say, don't blame Jesus if you don't go to heaven. This is stupidity. You should not blame Jesus if they don't go to heaven. Intimidation. Christianity is built on intimidation and lies and deceit. That's intimidation. What is your business if I don't go to heaven? If hell is a place that people will suffer at, if I'm suffering, is it you who is suffering? What is your worry? If you want to go and enjoy, go and enjoy. And if I didn't do what the Christians say they should do, and I think that I should follow the laws of nature and do good to everybody, and if I'm not a Christian, so I will not go to heaven. If I go to hell, let me suffer there. Is it your palaba? Or is your soul that is going to be suffering? That's why you are worried by telling me that if I don't go to heaven, I should not blame Jesus. You see how stupid our black people are. Please, let's move on. Heaven. You don't see pastors buying aeroplane. Where do you think they get the money from? You cannot even afford to buy a jekepuli. You know that fish, anchovy, a small one. We call it jekepuli, apujeje, keta schoolboys. Some people cannot even afford it to make soup. They go to church and go and collect, donate money, and then pastor is riding an aeroplane. Then you are very happy that our pastor has plane. Where do you think he get the money from? Think. And we have Dikos again, so wise man tell them. Then we have our sister Oluchi also, okay, say, okay, I'm here. It's more better here, Papa. The voice is very clear here. Peace and love. Thank you, big sister. I'm very, very grateful to you. And then we have Dikos. It's a wise talk. Please tell them. Dikos, that's all that you want to say that I should tell them. Okay, we have Mr. Agbe-Manyale. I'm watching you live. Thank you very much, Agbe-Manyale. Thank you for joining the program. And how are you and the family? Hope everybody is fine. Then we have Mike Demonic. So could you please explain to difference between Bokor and Tobokor? Okay, Mike, I think you don't know about Ewe language. Even if you know Ewe language, then somewhere something wasn't very clear to you. Bokor is a priest of Afa. It is not everybody is called Bokor. If you have not been initiated into Afa, you have not got the title, you cannot use the title, and you should not use the title Bokor. There are a lot of people who are only Huno or dealing with voodoo without being initiated into Fa are calling themselves Bokor, and also most people are calling them Bokor and they are responding. You can only be called Bokor when you are initiated into Afa. Without that initiation, you may only be called Huno, Vedusi. Yeah, those are the names. Hunsi. Those are the names they will give you, because Hun means God in Ewe, and it still means voodoo. So once you are dealing with Hun, you are the person who will be called the wife of the spirit or the husband of the spirit. So we have Hunsi and Huno and Vodusi, and yeah, those are the names. Trono. But when you are initiated into Afa, the moment you get Afa initiation, they will start calling you Bokor. When you grow and you are able to take care of other young Bokors, either through initiation or getting initiation for them, and you set up your shrine and other people learn from you through Afa, now you have become To. What is the meaning of To in Ewe? Means father. So the word To Bokor means my spiritual father, or my To, the person who stood for me as a father when I was initiated into Fa. So that's why the name To Bokor. So To Bokor can only be given to someone who has guided other people to get into Fa. So that's the difference between Bokor and To Bokor. And of course, also in Hu, you can have a Huno, and then somebody can call somebody Hunoga. Hunoga means someone who is above you or who has taught you. And it is this mistake that the Haitian voodoo is making, and people don't even know where the word came from, and they started calling people, I was initiated into Uga. There is nothing initiation into Uga. That word Nga means you are a Huno, someone who is doing spiritual things. And then some other people came to learn from you. You now have students who will become children, your spiritual children. They are also now Huno. So to differentiate between you and them, they will start to call you Hunga or Hunoga. And because Haiti, the French language does not pronounce the first H, just as in hospital, which is called hôpital in French, the H is there, but the H is silent. It becomes hôpital. So now the Haitians are using the word H in Hunga or Hunoga, using it in the French way, then they say Uga. Then they're making that mistake, and some people will say, I was initiated into Uga. No one can be initiated into Uga, nothing like that. It's a deceit. Uga or Hunoga is a position or a status you attain after teaching people, and people become students under you. Then alone, your students will start to call you Hunoga or Unga. But there's nothing called Uga. Because the word voodoo is coming from we, the Ewe people of West Africa, the Ewe and the Fon, before it spread to wherever it is in the world. Other tribes in Africa may have different names from it, but among the Ewes, we call spiritual practice voodoo or God voodoo. So people saying that Uga and all these things. These are not real. I know my language and I know where I am coming from. I'm not a Frenchman. We pronounce age in our every words. And then we have Dikos, say yes, yes, very true. Thank you, Dikos. Then we have a Scanty G. Daddy, are you there in Accra? Are you here in Accra? Yes, I am. I live in Accra here on the Spinters Road. And Christian say, well spoken. We love you, Daddy. Thank you very much, all of you who are here and learning. And I'm also learning from you guys. Scanty GH is that. Then we have Ibrahim is saying it's okay now. I think it's about the sound. Then we have Michael Bandug saying that, Papa, good evening. How much is the consultation? My consultation in within the borders of Ghana, the country Ghana where I am residing, is 500 Ghana cedis plus 2 bottles of this gin, beef Vita dry gin, plus 500 Ghana cedis. That's my consultation. However, when you are not in Ghana and I need to consult for you, when you live outside Ghana, my consultation is $165 US. Thank you very much, Michael Bandu, for that question. And then we have Mike Demoni. Could you please explain the difference between Bokor and Tobokor? Okay, that's what I've just said. Maybe you sent the question many times, so you can go back and listen to what I say. Then we have 0557 100 300. So Toby, can you please teach us about our birthdays, things to do and things not to do? Birthday. Okay. Everybody has their birthday. But what can you do on your birthday? There's nothing you can do on your birthday. I don't think there's anything to do on your birthday than to celebrate and be happy that another year has come for you. What are you going to do that will be something more than happiness? You may wake up and pray to your ancestors and pray to your destiny, to your essay, for bringing you another new year into your life, and ask for guidance and direction so that you can go through the year without falling into any problem until another birthday comes. I think that's all that you need to do. There's nothing going to do and say you want to go and climb a tree and jump, or you're going to take 2 bottles of whiskey and be pouring and be talking nonsense. No, that's not what matters. You just have to thank your destiny, your job essay, that you have entered into a new year. But most of the time, when your new year is coming, when your birthday is coming, is the time that you either die, you get sick, or things begin to get bad for you. So if you are able to pass through that hard period and then you enter into a new year, not the new year of Jesus Christ of Nazareth, Christmas New Year, but your own new year. Because when you enter into another year, it's a new year for you, just like how we are celebrating New Year in the other cultures. So everybody has their new year. So the day that you enter into a new birthday is your new year. So you just have to celebrate it in that way. But when you are doing it, think about other people, that you are not the only person living in this world. And don't use your new year to disturb other people. That's all that I can say. You don't need to do anything to wake up and pray. If you have some voodoos that are with you, give them drink and tell them for bringing you. If you want to choose that day to celebrate the voodoos that are guiding and protecting you, that's fine. You can choose to feed them or give them drink, or just go and use your tongue to talk to them. Because sometimes spirits, it's not always that they wanted you to kill some animal or to pour drink for them. At the popo, even the tongue, to use your tongue to say something to them is also like feeding them or empowering them. So you can do those things. So we have Kayaka 1265. Say thank you for taking African tradition and concepts, customs to the world. Thank you very much, Kayaka. Kayaka. Okay. Thank you very much. And then call me Seiram or Marina. They should get they should put the Afa mat there and send the voodoo to go and look for some information for us. And then we have a Ebo Bilonia. I want to be awakened. Can you lead me? How am I going to lead you more than what I am doing here? I'm here just teaching about our tradition. If you listen, you'll find your way and you can get awakened. So thank you very much, Ebo Bilonia. And then we have okay, there's nobody here. Mido aba, awon mido aba, and me go no kabena efuse. Me no know what to get as I've got time. Let me ask you. The moment I finish this thing, we are going to do a sermon. So whatever we can be doing now, let us be putting them together. So we'll get them all together, and then we can save time. Am I correct? Okay. So we have move the casa for me, please. Big Sister Oluchi Osuoke sent us a rose flower ×1. Thank you very much, sister. And then we have KE saying hello. KE, hello to you too. How are you? Thank you for joining the section. Then we have Donnell saying, and how do I know my ancestors are calling or saying something to me? Ancestors don't just call you like that. If you want to know whether they are calling or saying something to you, the first and foremost thing to do is to do a reading. And it is in that reading that the oracle may tell you that your ancestors are speaking. We are not just people who just imagining things. African traditional spirituality is not just imagination. That you just keep imagining that it's a call. I have a call from God. Where did you see God before God called you? That kind of charlatan behavior. Where did they see God before they knew God called them? You see people who you know would wake up in the morning and tell you that God told me to tell you. Where were they before God saw them and God didn't see you? And told you directly that it is them through them that God will tell you, and you have not done any reading with them. They just saw you and know that God told them to tell you something. These are tips. Please watch out for this kind of people who, without knowing you, without meeting you, and without doing any reading, will just tell you God told them to tell you. So what did God told themselves about themselves? Deceit, intimidation, lies is what has made these religious people still hanging around. But their time will come. And then, Donnell, you need to, if you want to know whether your ancestors are saying something to you, either you watch your own self and see what is happening in your life. And if what is happening in your life is good, then probably your ancestors are supporting you in that. And if what is happening in your life is not good, maybe you need to do a consultation to ask your ancestors what should you do to get closer to them. Thank you very much. And then we have A.G. Afe. Greetings, wise man. Thank you very much, Agape. Thank you. And then Don Nell says, wise man, I really want to be able to hear my ancestors because I seems lost. Donnell, your ancestors don't talk like human beings, whereby you'll be hearing them. You can only hear your ancestors through a reading. If somebody tell you that they are standing there, their ancestors are talking to them, they are deceiving you. It doesn't happen like that. In real spirituality, there is nothing like that. Unless, of course, if you are having the sixth sense, which some people are calling the third eye and all kind of names for it. If you are having the extra sensory perceptive ability, then you can hear spirits talking to you, but even to hear your ancestor talking to you, me, I've never heard any of my ancestors talking to me before in my more than 40 years in this spiritual work. I've not heard any ancestor talking to my ears. It is only when I do a reading, then they come through that reading to tell me that I do this, do that, do that. But for me to sit down and then my ancestors start talking in my ear, which of the ancestor self is going to be talking? You see, a lot of people have this fancy and funny idea about our tradition, as if the people who used to put one powder around their eyes and wear some poyo on their waist and be doing like it. Those are fake. They are all lies. Those people are not real. They do things just to frighten you, to confuse you, to make you think that the spirit is just talking to them. Spirits don't talk like that. Spirits are not human beings. Spirits talk to your mind. Spirits talk to your mind. So how can spirit be talking to your mind and you are moving your face as if you are going to shoot some animal down? Spirits, they talk to your mind. For senor, me call another and another. So your ancestors can only speak to you through let the intervasiatary, let the cotongun, let the cotongun. Okay, wait. So spirits do not talk like that. That we have another person called G43AOB. I think it's the same person who came the other day. Say Obia is great. I don't know. We call it voodoo. If Obia is the name you call it, because I understood that Obia actually means witchcraft. Whether it is, I don't know. I'm not from that culture, so I don't know what it is. But if it is, that's okay. We will call it voodoo. Then we have a user 1582-129. Please, I want to see Papa. Book an appointment. You will see him. And then we have a Mike Demonic again. Say, could you please explain that? Okay, it's the same thing. I think he has not heard me. So when he goes back, he will understand. Here. Thanks. The difference is between Huno and Bokor, which is powerful. Thank you. I don't know. There is nothing about power here. No, don't move it. There's a question there. Say thanks. The difference between Huno and Bokor, which is powerful? I don't know which is powerful, and I don't think it is necessary. If you are not a Bokor, you are not a Bokor. And if you are not a Huno, you are not a Huno. So there is no question here which one is powerful or which one is not powerful. It is what you practice. That's what they will name you by. Whatever you practice, that's what name people will call you. If you are only practicing with voodoo and people will call you Huno. And if you are practicing Afa and you have become a teacher for other people to learn from, they will call you Bokor. So what does it mean? Which one is powerful or which one is not powerful? What do you mean by that? Or do you actually understand the question you are trying to ask? Whether which one is powerful, Bokor or Huno? What do you mean by that? Please, let's move on. Donnell is saying, I still want to know how do I learn to communicate with my ancestors and how to hear them back. Practice spirituality, you will know. Practice African traditional spirituality, you will know. He said, I really felt lost. Yeah, of course, if you are not lost, you will not be talking like this. So practice African traditional spirituality, you will be able to get connection with your ancestors. Thank you. And then, hello, wise man. I think it's the same thing that is kept coming. So please move this thing up. And then we have Saint Bible 4. Saint Bible. Togbe, if you give birth to twins, how do you perform their ritual for them traditional way? Go meet people who had already given birth to twins. And if they are in our tradition, they should be able to tell you. Because it is not you who will just perform the rite for your children without having contact with people who had already given birth to twins. So the best thing is to get to people who had twins. And if they had not been only on Christian path, they will be able to tell you what things. And usually it is someone who has had twins already is the one who will come and do the rituals, not you, the father. So contact the person who has had twins and ask them what did they do of twins rituals. Unfortunately, someone did it for me and my wife and my children, but I myself, I don't know how to do twins ritual. I may have to go somewhere and learn how to do it, and if I ever have twins again, I will have to invite people who already had twins, who had already had twins, to come and do the ritual for me, and probably I will learn from them. But as at now, I don't know how to do twins ritual, because it is also a special ritual that is done, which I am not really familiar with as at the moment. And then Oluchi also, Kay said, big sister said, God always told them to tell them, to tell them, Papa, peace and love. Yes, God always told them, and then God never told anything about they themselves. But the person who is telling you his character and behavior may be very, very questionable. But God never saw anything wrong with them. They only told about other people. I don't know which kind of God is that one, who doesn't see a log on your eye, but you can see a speck on somebody's eye to go and remove it. See, it's a crazy world. And then Ice Rich is a wise man. Please, can you check up my destiny? If you book an appointment, they will. And then Donnell, I ask this because it seems anything I say or advice come to pass, and I see things like it has. Donnell, that's why I'm saying if you are into African spirituality, you will know. And how do you know in African spirituality? You will be prompt to ask questions or do a reading to find out what to do. So when you are in African spirituality, definitely you will do a reading or spiritual consultation, and the answers that you are looking for will come. Even the Israelites in the Old Testament, in the Old Book, before they would do anything, they always consult. It's only today that the consultation become a pastor in a charismatic church who doesn't really have any spiritual power, but has got a part one sweet mouth to deceive people, and is always telling people about their life. And that one is okay. But if you go anywhere else to consult, then it is evil. See? Here, Komla Cheche, there's something wrong with it. Then we have Macmillan 23. Okay, Saint Bible for Papa, please can you connect me with the one who did yours for you? Oh, so you don't have people who born twins in your area? The person who did it for me is dead. Talk about Dafliso. I used to pray and call his name. Dafliso is already dead almost 6 years ago. So how am I going to connect you with him? There are so many people who had cat twins. And with the area you come from, you should ask people, please. I don't know everybody in the world. Bokor Dafliso was the one who did it, because even we didn't know that those twins spirits were worrying us. So it is in many readings that they've been coming across that we should do good thing to twins, and finally we had to do the whole thing because of my children Senna and Pele. They follow the twins, so they were disturbing them, so we did the rituals for them, and they did it for all of us. That's why we have the Venovi Jono on our wrist. So I don't have anybody, I don't know anybody, but you talk to elders, people who are traditional priests in your area, ask them that Venovi Konu or the ritual for twins, they should be able to help you or direct you to a place where you can go and get help. But I don't know how to do it, so I can't say, come, let me do it for you. If it is a normal, ordinary outdooring of a baby, a child, yes, I can, but I don't know the twins one yet. And then we have a Macmillan 23. I read online you introduced your child who is in Japan to a dwarf. Can you do the same for me, please? No. My son, I know how he is. I know he has been on this spiritual path from a very child, from a very early age. I started my children by them seeing what I do from a very early age, and when we got to that point for me to introduce a dwarf that had worked with me for more than since 1993. How many years now?
30 years.
30 years. A dwarf that has worked with me for 29 years. But they didn't know that it was with me in this thing because I don't really talk about them. And so last year, I felt that they have reached that stage, so I introduced the dwarf to them, and they are working with him too. So it's not like anybody who comes up and says, introduce dwarf to me. I'm not that kind of a priest, please. I know what I do here, and I know that I do it well. If you are on spiritual path and you have that growth, your time will come. Okay, let's go up again and see the last question. And then Donnell is saying, thank you, wise man. Then Mama Gan is sending love. And I think that's it for TikTok now.
Yes, please.
So, okay. Let's go on to, okay, my cousin is here. For Martin Kobler. It's a very good evening to you, my brother, my nephew, nieces, and to your team. Well done, long time. Yes, for Martin. It's been a while. I've been thinking about you since 3 days now, wanting to call you, but somehow I couldn't call you. I hope you are fine, and I hope that my nieces and nephews are all fine too. Thank you very much for joining the section. You are very much welcome. Okay, so we are done with Facebook. Okay, we have some few people here. We have a big sister Oluchi laughing there. I think I always made you laugh. That's good. And then we have our sister Lizzie Ashokai. Say greetings, Papa. I hope you and the family are well. Thank you for everything and being our extended family. You are really appreciated. Thank you very much, Lizzie. I'm very grateful. Has your husband arrived already? I told him what to do with the thing I gave him, so please, he will explain to you, and if he has forgotten, you can always call me. I'm available. Thank you. And then we have a big sister Oluchi, also okay. Again, also okay. It's which one is powerful? Which one is not powerful? I can't laugh. Again, oh, Papa, please. Yeah, because whether it's called Toboko or which one is powerful, I don't understand that question, because do we need to know which one is powerful? It's a name, it's a title. If you are practicing medicine, they will call you doctor, is it not? Yeah. And if you are you go to school and you pass all this and you do philosophy, they will call you doctor. Which one is powerful? I ask you people here, which one is powerful? The doctor, philosopher, or doctor is medicine?
Depending the usage of
Aha, that's what I'm trying to say here. So it is not there to say that it's that whether Huno is powerful than Toboko, unless of course you are looking for a title for yourself, and you think that if you put that title, people will start to respect you. But those titles are titles. You need to earn them. It is not just by writing it or telling people that I am Toboko or I am a Huno. That makes you a Huno or a Toboko. You need to earn them by practicing and your actions. So, if it is title you are looking for, you can put the two together. You can call you Huno Toboko. Finish.
They have all the powers.
So it doesn't matter again which one is powerful. So you add the two.
You have both of them.
So you are okay. But in reality, there are so many Tobokos who are also Huno.
You are right, Papa.
Yeah, because they are practicing voodoo, so they are called Huno. And they are practicing Afa, and they are called Bokor or Toboko. So there are so many who are also Tobokor or Tobokors who are also But for them, they are not looking for title that they should call them this. It is people who are respecting them and calling them that name. So if you like, you can take the two to be easier. Yeah. Okay, so I think we are done. No question from anywhere. And we haven't had any questions from our clubhouse today. I think the people who have been coming now, they have not been coming again. So.
Good afternoon, Papa.
Good afternoon, Shamba. How are you?
I'm good, Papa. How are you?
I'm also fine. Getting better.
That's good.
Yes.
That's good. Yes, Papa. I've been working with Obubu Yaya a lot lately.
Yeah. So how is he responding to you?
Oh, it's good. I had some oil here that I put together with some Zibi Zaba powder and things like that. So
Okay.
I've been getting these different ideas and things like that. I'm asking and confirming with Obubu Yaya and different things.
Okay.
It's interesting.
Because if you have a real spirit with you, the spirit's duty is to protect and defend you, and also to guide you and teach you. That's how it's supposed to be. It's only when you have a spirit that doesn't work, that's why you'll be suffering to find out how to survive, how to live, how to do things. But a spirit that is real definitely will protect you, will defend you, and will guide you, and also teach you more than you already know. It's good. Because Obubu Yaya is a very good spirit. It's a very good spirit. Yeah.
It's very interesting. Like the more I ask to see, I want to learn. I keep saying I want to know more about you, more and more. And then things just come. I just started seeing new things.
You should get a book, and once he's teaching you, you should be writing them down, because tomorrow those notes will be what you will use in teaching your students about that particular spirit.
Papa, Obubuya is too much. It's too much. Hey, the real dwarf.
Yeah, it has been there all along. It has been quiet until he decided that I should introduce him to you people, because I'm not the one who say I want to introduce this spirit to anybody. It is when the spirit itself feels as the person or this person is of age and has reached the point that you should teach them about me, then I will teach. I have thousands and thousands of spirits inside the spiritual room. Some I even forgot their name until they remind me. So it is like that. So I'm happy that it's working with you all very well. It has worked with me, so I know that it's a real dwarf.
Papa, please, Obubu Yaya, did you learn it? Where did you learn it? Was it from Tobe Dizzy or another place?
It's Dizzy who introduced Obubu Yaya to me. I learned from Dizzy. Yeah. Because Dizzy was actually my, I would say, my first teacher, in the sense that during my grandfather's time, I wasn't that old to learn so much. I could only see and watch what they were doing. But I wasn't given any initiation by my own grandfather, because we were too small for them to initiate us. And at that time, Christianity was very strong. There was no charismatic Christianity at that time. So the town was divided between the Bremen Mission, the Roman Catholic, then what do you call it? Is it Basel? I said the Basel Mission is a Bremen, and this fancy one, Methodist. You see, if I say fancy, immediately you know it's Methodist, because that's where the white man who came to teach them also started from. We had the Bremen people from Germany, where I went recently, who they all came to Volta region. So they started their own. So it's all business, you know.
So
they divided the thing. So those were the major Anglican from Britain, Presby from Germany. And you see, the white man is very smart. He shear you into pieces. And then you see sometimes the Catholic people are fighting the Presbyterian people because the Germans and the Romans or the Italians are not in good friendship. And then sometimes you see that within the churches they are fighting. They made songs that they sing against each other. All that to create confusion between you yourself, so you will not know your left, you will not know your right, then they will take advantage of you. You know, when two brothers are fighting, the enemy steals the goat away. That's what happened. That's what they gave us, and we're still holding on to it seriously today. But anyway, time will come, those who will awake, they will awake. So thank you, Senna and Shamba. Thank you very much. And please prompt other people if they are there to ask questions. Or if you guys have some other questions to ask so that others can also learn from, that's also fine. I think we are having R, Mr. R is saying hello. Hello, Mr. R. How are you? And then we have Monku here. Hello, Monku, how are you? It's been a while. Thank you. Good evening to Accra from Germany. As always, I'm watching you live. Many blessings to you and thanks. Thank you to Monku. I'm very grateful that you joined. And then we have Monku sending us a love on this thing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We have Elom. Okay, we have Sila Ameji. Is she having a question or wants to be live? Yeah, Sila, if you are still there, you can join us.
I have a question.
Okay, Kwesi has a question here. So, Sila, you can just listen to this, and if you want to join live, you can join in. That's my in-law. So, okay, Kwesi, go ahead.
So, earlier on, you mentioned some taboos that are not helpful in spiritual practices.
Yes.
So, now that if you know them now, and you decided to stop.
That's best.
Right, so
what to do for the ones you have done already. It's a very serious question, because sometimes you will never know what it is. But what usually happens is that whatever you have done already, if through reading and those things that you have done did not come out as something that is disturbing your life, it's okay. And once you know now and you stop, you don't have a problem. But there are certain people when they, what do you call it? They do a reading. These things that we call it in Ebe Egu, like to sleep with somebody in a bathroom or in the toilet area or farm, it's called Egu. And what happens is that it will catch you in some way. Once you get some sickness small and that a good spirit enters, you'll be swelling up. You will swell up. All your joints and everything will be swelling up and you cannot be healthy. Sometimes even your stomach will just bloat. These things are there. It's happening to people, but people do not know why such things or sicknesses are happening. Yes, you may go to hospital, they may give you medicine, but it will take you to some point and the thing will come back again. So once you in a reading and it did not show that it's something that is affecting your life, then you don't really have to worry about it. But you have to just be cautious from now onwards that if you are practicing these voodoo things, it is not good to follow certain things. You see, like some animal who is doing masturbating. You see, this in reality, masturbation is not among those things. So it's not among the taboos. It's not. So, this stupid man who come here, this animal who is on here, when they are doing program, then they try to come in to disturb your program. But you see, They are the animals who have just come into human form. But they themselves, they don't know. You know, because they thought that we are all working together, so we are all equal. No. There are some people who are coming from animal nature for the first time into human body. So the behavior and the things we do will be more of animal than human being. They have to be here for some time. When I say some time, I'm not talking about 100 years. They will die and come and die and come and die and come many times into human body before they begin to really become a human being. So when I see these kind of things, I just see that another animal is in human form. Yeah. Okay, so we go to Sila couldn't come, and who were you actually picking first?
It was actually Sila Amedi.
I wanted to come, and that thing has crossed her.
I think someone was impersonating her.
Okay. That's because yes, Kwesi wanted to ask a question first. Or you've asked already?
Yeah, that was why I asked.
Okay. Ekodudu means taboo. But egu is more of the ones that you do that, you know, egu is metal. And the spirit of iron will get angry with you. But ekodudu can be other things. It is not only egu. Egu is part of the ekodudu. But egu has its own specific things when you do it, and it can catch you. One, your wife cook food and you are angry with your wife, so you say you will not eat. Listen, your wife cook food and you are angry with your wife and say because she made you angry, so you will not eat the food. And then after some time or some other day, your anger cools down and she cook and you eat it. Egu will catch you. Because food, metals were used in preparing it. The spirit of iron was in it. But you refuse it. And then another time you come to it will catch you. But sometimes when it's catching people, or the people do not even know that that is the reason. Or take, for instance, you want to sleep with your wife, and your wife said no, because maybe you have some anger or problem. Then one day, there she is trying to make you to come and make her happy. When she does that, a gu will catch her. You know, we have the gu, and then we also have enu, mouth. I think the Akans call it anu. That also catch people. Means you say something, and then later you change, you turn a U-turn around, did a runabout or a U-turn, and go and do the same thing. And if other people see it and say it, it will catch you. That's why we say mouth has caught you. That's why sometimes spirits will advise you that try to do things so that other people do not speak about you. But when people start talking about you, the spirit will start to hear and attack you. Because these are nature and natural spirits. It's not like somebody's voodoo in their room. No. They are nature spirits. They have been here before human beings came. Iron has been in the underground before human beings came. It's only when we were able to develop to dig it and make it into tools, that's why we know that we are using iron. But they had been here long before human beings arrived here on this earth. So these are spirits of nature, and they will catch you.
Baba, please, I have a question.
Go ahead.
Please, when you say that a gu will catch you, do you have any examples of the way in which that might manifest physically? Is it that the person will get sick, or the person will get an accident, or it's not one way? There are many ways, and only maybe you do a reading that you can find out that actually a gu has caught you.
Okay. A gu, usually when it catches you, you will get sick. And I said something earlier that you will be getting bloated. Your body, your stomach, your joints will be getting bloated. Your people will think that you are getting fat, but it's actually you are not getting fat. You swell up. That's the main way that a goo catches people. But sometimes a goo can also catch you and your penis will not wake up. It can also catch you, and you can get sick. It could be like fever, it could be anything, but you will just not be feeling comfortable. But when people know, usually when a goo catches somebody, they will get water from the blacksmith. You know, the blacksmith, they have a water, they put the hot iron inside to cool it down. So they will get water from the blacksmith, and then they will do some prayers on it, and then they pour it into herbal bath for you to bath. Their goo will leave you.
So, Papa, the food aspect whereby the food is cooked probably through some metallic kind of thing.
Yeah, because they cook it in a pot or metal or use knife to cut the things that they're going to cook.
Oh, okay, I forgot the knife.
You forgot that the knife is a good.
Because the olden days, there's not like any metallic kind.
No, but in the olden days, at least they made something to use in cutting things. Otherwise, how do they go to farm?
To cut the plant.
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course, they go to farm. The whole is a...
Olden days, metal was there long time.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying that
was
metal
there
had been here
long
before
time.
human beings came. That's why they have a certain age in our history called Iron Age.
Of course.
It's when human beings stopped using stone and discovered iron. Yes, yes. So knife is that's why in my egu shrine it's only knives. I plant only knives there, and it's working very seriously.
Papa.
Yes, Shamba.
So, when you refuse to eat like your woman's food,
Even your mother is it's not even your mother, or it's not only your wife, or any your mother, your sister, or something. If you refuse to eat the food out of anger, but later you go to eat again, you create that problem. Another day you now eat it or decide to eat because now your heart cools out. It's not good.
Is there anything you
So,
do
Papa.
you can eat again? Sorry.
so Papa, when is it okay to eat the food again if you refuse?
You have to please.
Have to do
That
ritual.
is where you have to apologize
Okay.
to the person who you were angry with. That's why you didn't eat the food, and then the two of you either you pour libation, but if you don't want to pour libation, and if the person say, oh, I have forgiven you, you can eat, since it is now coming out of your heart. I have forgiven you. Or you compensate the person with something, even if it is an apology, to compensate the person that, oh, you didn't do it well. I'm sorry for what I did the other day. That alone will cover for this, because don't forget that the words that come out of our mouth is what is a blessing and also is a curse. Nobody is praying to God anywhere without using their voice. And the people who are also destroying the world are also using their voice. So the human voice has power. So when someone say, I bless you, and if the person is a very truly a spiritual being, and they say they bless you, the blessing must come. And the same thing if the person from his mouth and say, I curse you, it must come. That is why we, in voodoo practice, is saying that don't use the mouth that you are using to talk to God and to your inner self to be eating woman's pussy. Because by doing so, you are bringing some kind of poverty upon yourself, but you don't know. Because also you must understand that a woman's pussy is regarded as the biggest voodoo. Yes, that's the voodoo gun. Why? Because it is only through that channel that human beings are coming into this world. It's the one creating the world. Is it making sense?
Seriously.
Yes, Papa.
So that's a real voodoo gun?
Yes. There's no voodoo bigger than that.
You have to respect it.
Hey, trouble.
You have to respect it.
If you are going there, you kneel down.
You have to know
Voduga.
You can't respect. If they are annoyed, you can't control them.
Hey, Brother Chandler, you're in trouble.
It's interesting.
That's why when that voodoo catches you, if you are in trouble. No, I'm telling straight away from the spiritual point.
Yeah.
That's a big voodoo.
Yeah.
I think that Dr. Labikos was a great to know your voodoo. Yeah, is working for Obubu. Yeah, is working. Okay, Dr. Labi is saying, great to know your voodoo. Obubu Yaya is working for you. One of the secrets of these energies are that you can only learn have 1 to 2% of their functions physically, but once they make peace with you, trust me, they will reveal and teach you many deeper stuff about them to move along with. You are very, very right, Dr. Labi Cosmos. I'm very grateful for that thing. It is great to see that you are listening and also giving us some lessons. I'm very grateful. And Dr. Labi Cosmos went on to say, a good energies goes mainly with metals, energies, and creates metals. There's another one there. Yeah. Okay, I'm jumping. Okay. Dr. Labi Cosmos said that, Togbe, is it always necessary and important for one to perform all the readings during the kaka divination after spinal readings to avoid kamasa? Yes, you see, when you do a reading during the divination, you can ask so many questions. It's not only one single question you can ask. You can ask many questions. But to avoid what we call kamasa, means you did a reading but you did not do the rituals, it will backfire on you because you have peeped into Godwood, you have peeped into secrecy, and you brought that secret out, but you don't do anything about it. So the spiritual world is aware that you know what is happening, but you ignore it. They will punish you the more. That's what every people call kamasa. So it is good to do a reading, divination, and then make sure you do the necessary direction that the oracle has given you to be safe. But a lot of people think that it is not necessary, but that is not my problem. For me, I'll tell you, if you do it, fine. You don't do it, it's your problem. It's not my problem. So I'm not going to force you or put any pressure on you whatsoever. So Dr. Labi Cosmos, you are very right for that. Thank you. And then Dr. Labi Cosmos went on to say, a good energies goes mainly with metals energies and creates metal energy, like iron, car, airplanes, blacksmith, workers, and so on. Yes, that's very true. That's very, very true. That's what I'm trying to teach. Yes, thank you very much for that contribution. I'm grateful, Dr. Labi. I think you should remove the blue from that one for you highlighted it. Yes. And then we have Cameron Ghani. Greetings, Pop. Is Ogu quick to anger? How do you control Ogu? Yeah, sometimes Ogu is very quick to anger. So to pacify and appease it is to be in harmony with it. Sometimes Ogu is a little bit angry because I think it's the one that is Ogun in Yoruba Orisha tradition, but we call it Egu or Egu, yeah, and it includes the anvil. That's why in every village, the blacksmith is considered a very powerful person. It's considered a very powerful person. When people have certain kind of problem, they just tell them to go to the blacksmith. I think even when you have a bite, if somebody bites you with their teeth, and there's because in every culture, if somebody bites you with their teeth, sometimes the teeth will start growing on your body, and it is the blacksmith that knows what to do. And they do something, and then the thing will vanish. These are all spiritual secrets, but then you just look at them as if it's not anything. But the blacksmith has power
because of the dealing with the iron.
Yeah, they are the one dealing with iron. So the blacksmith, because it's the blacksmith that made the gun, It's the blacksmith that make the hoe and the cutlass before they went to the forest to get food to bring home. So the blacksmith is very, very, very powerful. The otumfuo. That's why Asante Hini is called otumfuo. It is the beginning of knowledge and wisdom. Do you understand? Because without the otumfuo, you cannot do anything. So the otumfuo are the people who actually made everything, even to the point that a gu is ahead of Togbezikpi, ahead of the traditional stool or chieftaincy stool, because even that chieftaincy stool, it is a gu who made it. Either if it is a wooden one or a metal one, it is a gu who made it. So a gu is so powerful, and the anvil and the hammer. And in certain families, that is all that there is. And those of us whose ancestors were blacksmiths, even whether you are initiated into Jopata or you're not initiated into Jopata, you are supposed to be wearing this bracelet. Because it represents the children or the great-great-great-grandchildren of blacksmiths. So a GUI is very, very powerful, and as I was saying, if you refuse to eat, try to apologize. Like I think recently, my son Senna and the mother, they had a quarrel back in Japan, a long time, and they had a quarrel. I think Senna stopped eating her food, and then later he started eating again. So when he came here, there were so many things that were happening in a reading. It came out that they have to make a peace. So I have to do a nube, the mouth, to pass it, to connect the two of their mouth to be one, so that whatever had happened will be nullified. Because the mother might have said something bad, and that will take effect because it's your mother. And Senna also might have said something bad, which he is not supposed to say, because you can't say certain things to your mother, and it will affect you. So for that, I had to make a peace between himself and the mother here in the house. Yeah. So we in our culture, this little thing sometimes stops your progress in life, but you will not know. So in every culture or in Vodou culture, we take all these little things into consideration. That's why we say Vodou is not a religion; it's a way of life. How to live your life in this earth, or on this earth, in this life, to be have harmony with nature and live peacefully. That's what it is. It is not a question of saying how much power you have or how much power you don't have. Even the strong people, they die. Eh? People who are even powerful, Jesus Christ, they say he's Son of God, said people kill him. Eh? No, they say Jesus is God's son, or son's God, or whatever. Son of God. So if Jesus Christ is Son of God and human being is able to kill him, who cannot die? Everybody can die. So it's not a question of how much power you are demonstrating or you have or whatever. No, it is just to find a way to live in peace, in harmony with nature. You will not take your food and push it through your nose to go into your stomach. It is the mouth that God created to eat food. So when you take food and put inside your mouth, it goes into your stomach easily. But if you pass it through your nose, it will go into your stomach, but you will suffer small. They are not passing through the law of nature. Yeah. That's why when people are talking about this LGBT, PT, or whatever they are calling it, I don't want to get involved. They know what they are doing. It's their life. They should live with it. It is not me and you or anybody who has the right to say, do it or don't do it. Because at the end of at the end of the day, it's their life. So whether making laws to stop them from doing it or making laws to accept them to do it doesn't really matter. But you see, because the white man is finding opportunity to come here and be doing those things, that's why they are trying to force it on people so that they can now come here and they will not get killed or jailed. That's why they are using small monies to deceive our people. So anyway, so that is about a GU and its this thing. And thank you, Shamba and Sena over there. Please be on and get some other questions, and those people who are there and wanted to ask more questions, either concerning the taboos in voodoo or whatever, I am here to answer you. And I have my cousin again here, just a moment, Martin Kobler in the UK said, regarding ancestors, is it possible for someone to call one's own ancestor to attack one as done by some evil people? Okay, for Martin, the problem with the spirit world is that when you don't know that there are spirits in the world and you take life for granted as if it's only you that exists, it is sometimes easy for people who know that spirits exist and summon them to go after you if you have offended them. I will use the story of Tommy Jopata. I don't know how many people have heard this story before. Before we get in touch with Jopata, the spirit, it used to belong to some family who got it after the Second World War from another people. But they got it during the Second World War, and they used it to protect their soldiers to fight, the African soldiers who were fighting for the French and the British during the Second World War. So this spirit is supposed to protect you and also make you lead others and also create fame and bring people to you. And it's also the spirit is supposed to make you have a voice of a commander. When you command, people listen. That is the work of Jopata. So this guy, they got it, and then when they got it from one Northern Togolese ex-soldier in the Second World War. The reason they got it is that they were having a chieftaincy dispute in the village between two families. These people say we are supposed to be the royal family, or we are supposed to be the chief, and these people too were fighting. So they got Jopata, and the Jopata bracelet was given to one. No, not even the bracelet. The bracelet didn't come in that time. The Jopata incantation was given to the linguist, the assistant, the spokesperson for the chief, and then the seed was given to the chief. Are you getting the point? The incantation was given to the spokesperson, and then the seed of Jopata, the swallow seed of Jopata, was given to the chief. One, the reason being that the linguist cannot invoke Jopata if the chief is not there. And the chief also cannot do anything with Jopata if the linguist is not there. So it's a spirit that is supposed to unite and bring harmony. So they were doing it together until they became the chiefs. I know them very well. I know the family very well. They became the chiefs. Because of formatting question, that's why I'm coming into this. So they became the chiefs of the place. And when you with chieftaincy comes land, property, and other things. So they became the chiefs. So now they are at top. Then one of them decided to go back to church. Want to be Christian. He doesn't want to be doing these things anymore. Now that they are comfortable, they are beginning to think of what to do. You know, sometimes God will bring hardship into your life so that you know Him. God will create a situation in your life or nature will create a situation in your life so that it will be so hard that you will be looking for a way out, and that's where you will discover God. Are you people with me? So one of them decided to go back to the Presbyterian church. They want to go back to church, they don't want to. And the Jopata, they made it in a pot for them. So he took the one who wanted to go to church, he took the pot, and to the other one, I don't know whether the chief is the one who wants to go to church or the linguist or the spokesperson, but one of them took the pot and go and give the other one, I don't want to do this thing again, I want to go to church. So the one they gave it to say, oh, I am the one who is Abonsame, I'm the one who is a devil worshipper, is he not? Okay, me too, I don't want, I'll also go to church. And they throw the pot away. They threw the pot away. But one of the children of these two people had been watching the parents when they used to pray to this. So he went and picked the Jopata pot from outside after some time and kept it under his bed. So anytime anybody in the family makes him angry, he prayed to Jopata. He said, see, these people, they threw you away. I am the one giving you food here. Kill them. Kill him for me. And before I know, the person gets sick. And Jopata, when he wants to kill you, your stomach will bloat and they will be draining water and everything from your stomach, but it will never stop until you die. That's how it attacks people that I have seen many times. So that happened. And then tomorrow he will tell another person that this person is making me angry and I'm feeding you. Do justice. Jopata will go and destroy the person. So people were dying. So one of the gentlemen who became part of us, the time we were in Committee 7, when I was learning, came to do a reading. And then in the reading, they saw there's a spirit in their village that is killing them. Well, usually that's how the church people see that. They say in your house there's a spirit destroying you. But the truth is that what has happened to the spirit before is now angry and destroying people. They don't see that. They only see the distraction part. So when my teacher went to find out, the spirit revealed itself by telling my teacher that he has helped these families to reach where they have reached. But they have abandoned him. And they threw him out. Rain was beating, sun was beating him. So somebody has picked him and feeding him. So he's the one using him to kill others. So now my teacher consulted the spirit. So what should we do if we want you to stop killing people? There was one of the last guy called David. He was the one he killed. He was in Akosobo hospital for a long time before dying. So then Jopata told them that they should remake the spirit. So it showed my teacher all the necessary herbs, and they remade the spirit. And they did all the ritual for it, and they said from now on it will stop killing people. And if that guy still use the old one, he will kill the guy himself. So now that means people have reaccepted the spirit back into the family, and they made a pledge that they will continue to do whatever they were doing when their ancestors were doing. So Jopata stopped killing. But the person that was the last person, so he has already finished that person, so there's no way that person can come back into life. And truly, within a week, that David died. This is how we came into Jopata. So people can use your own ancestors or own ancestral spirits to attack you if you yourself, you don't know what is going on. If you have rejected and abandoned them, or people have rejected and abandoned them, this is when such a thing happens. That's why when people go to church and they hear that, oh, there's a spirit in their house that is chasing them, is the one that is destroying them. Why? Because when your fathers and fathers' fathers were alive, that spirit had protected the family. But you as a child, today you have seen Christ, you have seen Jesus, you have become a Muslim, you have become that, so that spirit should fuck off. Who will work, and when it comes to eating time and you tell the person to fuck off and will feel happy? Then, if somebody give it food and say it should go and destroy you, it will. And anybody in the family that, if there's a big family and nobody wants to take care of the ancestral thing, but you as a single person, you decided to do the ancestral things, you see how your doors will open. Because your ancestors and the spirits of your ancestors will be happy, and they'll back you, support you 100% to push you up so that everybody will see you. And people will begin to ask, what did you do before you get here? What did you do? We did this, by the way, we didn't get there. Then that is when you introduce your ancestors or their own ancestors back to them. So spirits can destroy you. It's not only because they are wicked people. If you people have abundant spirits and someone start to use them against you, yes, that is one of the reasons why I don't want to get a voodoo. There's a voodoo that I'm supposed to get. But when I look at the things, I'm afraid that when I am not alive, my children will not be able to continue doing it the way I did, because I'm watching them every day in how they do things, and I know they are trying, but the way I dedicate myself to the work, this work, to get to a point where my children can get to that level. And I'm afraid for them, since nobody knows tomorrow. If I get this kind of spirits that are so powerful and they are not able to follow, to just destroy them. So for that reason, I don't want. Yes. I know what I am doing, and I know what I want. I want my generation to live forever. I don't want any spiritual mistake will come and everything wipe out, and then the effort you put all in your life becomes zero. So there are certain energies that I will not introduce to people, because I don't think people can handle it. The ones that you can handle, even if you make a mistake, you'll be fine. I will teach you that once. Those are the ways I teach. Yeah. So formatting, that is my answer to your question, and thank you very much for that question. And we have a Charlotte Panel. Good morning, Papa Teacher. Greetings to you and the AMT family. Sending blessings for a wonderful week. Thank you very much, Charlotte. We are very grateful to you, and blessings to you too. And may you have a very good week. Yeah, thank you. We have Annabelle quite laughing here seriously. Maybe the things I was saying. I think I talk about Voduga. You don't know. If they catch you, you will see. And then Annabelle is saying, greetings, Papa. Hello, Annabelle. How are you? Thank you very much. Yeah. Okay. I think we are done, almost done, right? Then we have Dr. Labi Cosmos here again. It's Togbe, I'm always happy, thankful to my ancestors for bringing me back to the ancestral home of knowledge and spirituality. Then when I was a preacher and baptizing into Christian religion. Yes, we are all grateful to our ancestors, because we could have been lost just like all the other people who go to church and don't even know where they are going. So we thank our destinies, we thank our ancestors that they chose to bring us back to the right path. You know, in my profile I said there are two paths in life. There is the broad way, where everybody is going. That one actually leads to death, because it's hypocrisy. And then there is a narrow path, where only few people can walk, and that one leads to life. Ours is the narrow path. We are not looking for numbers. We are looking for people who are really willing to tread that narrow path. The broad way, everybody is going. Let them go. You don't need to fight them. You don't need to follow them. If that's where they want to go, they can go. But the narrow path is this path, where everything is kind of regulated, controlled, They regulate your life. They tell you what you should do, what you shouldn't do. It's not like you go Sunday, you go to church and you pray to God after stealing people's money from office. After people come to you to sign a document for them, you put it in your desk until you receive some kickback or money from them. You will not sign their document, even though government is paying you every month for the place you are sitting. Then you go to church and say, oh, God has done something great for me. Then you donate small for the pastor, and the pastor dance, and everybody dance for you. That's hypocrisy. You will pay for it one day. It's not a hell matter. It's not a heaven and hell matter. And you think that when you say, oh, I accept Jesus Christ as my personal savior, then all the evil that you have done is forgiven. It's a lie. Can never be forgiven. If it can be forgiven, the Israel people will not be killing Palestinians today. If that is how simple it is. If that is how simple that life is, let people who love that, they should go on that. It's okay. If there is a judgment day, we will all see. They mean I don't believe in judgment day. The judgment will happen here. You will meet it in this life. There's no judgment after you die. It is here. You're going to be punished for whatever you do. Your human flesh will feel the pain. Spirit doesn't feel pain, so there's no way you say your spirit will be feeling pain. Whatever pain a spirit will feel will be a carryover from what he has done here and has not been atoned for. Okay, we have a Cameron guy. He said, Papa, can a good do divinations even though he is a blacksmith? Yes, a good is a spirit. It's not the, when we say blacksmith, it's a spirit. I think is the, whether is that the one called Thor? Those of you who have been seeing that cartoon where there is a hammer. Thor. God of air, God of thunder.
Yeah. In the Greek.
Oh, in the Greek, this thing, but he has a hammer.
Okay.
So that it's a spirit. So it's not a physical human being whereby is going to be doing a divination or all this thing. But you can, my Egu, if we are there, we want to ask questions. We ask questions to Egu. When we feed it, we throw cowries to find out what is going on. And sometimes it will speak to people whose minds are awakened, that you can hear and tell people what it's saying. So Cameron, yes, even though every spirit can do divination when you tune them to divination. And then Cameron went on to say, Papa, pastor says pay 33%. They didn't say it had to be yours. You pay 33% to whoever is going to chop it. And see, God doesn't chop. God does not eat any money. It is human being who is going to eat the money or use the money. So when you collect it from, it's better you tell the people that I'm charging you for the work I am doing, rather than telling them that you give it to God. Where is the God? Where are they going to see God before giving the money to God? Yeah. See, the problem is hypocrisy. People will contribute anyway, even if you tell them that it is for you, the pastor, for the church work, and all these things. Stop saying that give to God. Which God? Why is there God? Is the car you have, the pastor is driving, or the aeroplane that is driving, is it bought by God? Like one stupid American pastor say, it's God who bought the plane for God. Anyway, nature is beautiful, so people can tell whatever they want to say. It is their palaver. Yes, so I think we are almost at the end of today's section, even though we came in late, because there are no more questions that are going on here. So we will be closing the section very, very soon. And I think Charlotte, no, Timmy Nyambe is teaching good. Thank you, Timmy. Thank you very much. And then I think Pinnacle Cake. Is it cake? Pinnacle Cake say good evening, Daddy. Hello, thank you. And then we have Euro say hey, Daddy, good evening. Then we have many people following this thing. And then our soldier, the craftsmanship. Okay, I don't understand that. It's okay. Sweet River 2, how much do you charge for consultation? I had already spoken about it. Please call the number on our profile. They will guide you. It depends on where we are going to do the consultation to, or where we are doing the consultation from. That will depend on how much they will tell you. And then we have Nana Ofer 5. Say greetings to you, Papa. I'm Emmanuel, and God bless you for the good job. Oh, thank you very much, Emmanuel. I'm very grateful to you for that comment. I'm grateful. And then Nana of Emmanuel says, I'm very grateful. I can't see it too.
Yes, please.
I'm very grateful for your kindness and good job. I'm very grateful to you too for listening. Then Pascal 127 is asking location. We are in Accra. Please go on to our profile and pick our number. I'm not the kind of what do you call it, a spiritual man who put my telephone number while I'm talking on this, to be passing by. If you are really interested in wanting to have a reading or consultation, the number is in our profile, so you can go into the profile and pick it, and when you call, they'll respond to you. Thank you very much, Pascal 27. Is that all?
Yes, please.
And then we saw Olive also joining the line, Olive Hammond joining the line. And I think we couldn't talk with Sila. Okay, so anyway, thank you all for today. I think we have a go up. We have okay, Paul King Akorozo said, now I think people will understand things. We hope so. Well, we are not doing any crusade or campaign or evangelism. We don't need to. Spirituality is an individual affair, and it's not a group thing. And you don't need to win many people to come onto that path. When it is their time to come, they will come by themselves. Then we have Tele Marie. Tele, hello, Tele, how are you? Thank you very much for joining. Say hello, Baba. Hope you and your family are doing well. May you all have a wonderful week. And the same to you, Tele. Thank you. Then we have Sadiq. Sadiq Mabel Jan. Say good evening, Papa. Hello, Sadiq. Good evening. How are you? Thank you for coming on. And then Oluchi also, okay, Papa, here was a woman who did simulation to get baby, and she had twins. She went to church to dedicate the twins. The pastor told her that the only way is to say God gave her their children. That she don't have to talk about how she got the children. Is that not lying on the prophet of them? God questioned with peace and love. Yes, the point is that when you go to a traditional priest or a traditional place and you are giving a child through things, and you go to church to say thank you. There's nothing wrong in going to church to say thank you, but you must also acknowledge the source from where these children came from. Because a time will come, these children are going to grow up. Don't forget, spirits don't forget. If it is their child, they are always around that child. And a day will come, these children will become so stubborn against you, the parents, in such a way that you will be looking for a way to run away, because you have not done the right thing. Because give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar, and give to God what belongs to God. So when people think that you cannot cheat spirit. If spirit has done work for you, and you know you are okay, and you say no, I'm not okay, it's your own cup of tea. Because the spirits, when they come after you, oh, you yourself, you will know. You will even try to look for a way to go inside a bottle, and you won't find one. Yeah, because spirits, they don't forgive unless the spirit, no, if it is their time, they will come. If it's their time, they will come. Even if it is just a pin that remained with you and you did not give, they will come and take it. And they know how to take it. And that when they took it from you, you will be crying and crying and crying. I have seen some with my own eyes at my shrine. So we see, so let them go to church. Let the prophet and whatever pray, he should continue praying. My son went to some church. It was not even that he wanted to go to church. It was his grandparents who, my in-laws, they visited me. And they asked my son to use my car to take them to church. So I decided to say yes. So I bought fuel, I gave them. They went to the church and said my father-in-law at that time was sick, and they said there's a very powerful lady prophet. So they used to leave from here to that place. The whole day, my son would stay there until evening, would bring the grandparents back here. Then I think one day the lady prophet was asking him why he doesn't want to come to the church. My son didn't say anything. 2 days time, the prophetess died. And you say you are powerful, you are healing people. And the moment the prophetess died, my in-laws also, they go back to their village. Me, I was in this house, I'm making, using this word to help people, and I can buy a car and fuel it for you. You want to go to church? Huh? It's the stupidity of human being. Yeah, but what can we say? Because this path, as I said, is nobody going to force you to come on the path. We are not making any crusade. My purpose here is only to explain to you what our tradition is. If you are confused and you don't understand it and you have been misled to believe that our tradition is evil, I'm just trying to explain it to you that it is the law of nature. It is up to you how to find a way to live in harmony in this nature. If you know how to work on these rules and regulations, observing the laws of nature properly, you will live peacefully here. You don't have a problem. Okay, we have a Lin L. Good evening. Difference between Afa and Ifa. It's only a language difference. The Yorubas call it Ifa. The Ewe and the Fon people call it Afa. And maybe other, I think in the Igbo land and also in the Shekiri and Ijo, all the people there, they also call it Afa, but the Yorubas call it Ifa. So, yeah, that's the only difference. There's nothing different from this because they are all using the same Odus and using the same divination chain. The stories may vary from culture to culture depending on which culture, what happens in that culture, and that's why they use the stories to suit the Odus. In Ewe, we call it Afa. The Yorubas call it Ifa. And then we have Sadiq Mabel Jansi. I really enjoyed today's program, Papa. Oh, thank you very much for listening. I'm very grateful. And then Big Sister Oluchi also, okay, Papa, I can't share your video for now because I'm having problem with Facebook. Peace and love. Oh, thank you. Very soon we are all going to be leaving Facebook because Facebook always have problem with people. When you are not supporting America, even if America is doing wrong thing and you say it, then they use their social media and all this thing to intimidate you to support them, even if it is not good thing. But it's okay. I left Facebook personally for almost for 1 year now. I don't go there. I don't have any. I suspended my Facebook account because of this kind of intimidations and all this. So, and if I can stay for 1 good year without Facebook, then I can stay. Yeah. So I can stay. I don't need to be intimidated at all. Because what is the truth when you say it for somebody, because you are exposing them, they have to find a way to intimidate you. So don't worry, it's fine. And then we have Oluchi also, okay, he said, yeah, just afraid of the twins because the mother have to lie just to suit the church. That's the mother's problem, leave it to her. When the time comes, she'll be running around like a chicken without head. Jumping around like a chicken without head, so you leave that person. And then we have Charlotte Panel against Hi Papa, stroke teacher. And she went to Papa, what herbs should I use in my apology to my former husband? Okay, Charlotte, you and your husband, there should be some herbs that there's a way to do it, but it should be actually done for you by a priest. And I believe that wherever you may be in the US, if you are not too far away from Shamba Musa Mohammed, who is my priest, a junior priest at my shrine, he should be able to do that for you and your husband. There's a way to do it, and Sena can also assist Shamba in doing that. So please get in touch with Shamba Musa, and then it's a physical thing that has to be done. You can't do it yourself. So if, in your case, you can't do it yourself. So, but we'll find a way to do it so that the two of you will have that peace, and that love will flourish back again for the better this time. I think we are done with everybody. Okay, big sister Oluchi is laughing here. Okay. Yeah, so find YouTube. Is there anything? Okay. I think we've gone through that already. And then Exodus 0541 say, what do you do to help people? Please, my number is on my profile, so pick it up if you have something in your mind to ask. So we do so many things here. And then Kofi Ohini is saying hi. Hello, Kofi Ohini. I think we are done. Okay. Okay, thank you everybody for today's section. All of you have asked me a very beautiful questions that we all learned from. I thank you all for that. And I'm going to pour libation, and after this, I'm wishing you all a very successful week this coming week, and we'll see you hopefully next Sunday again. Okoso Richard said, please teach me how to pour libation. So Okoso Richard, you are going to watch me pour libation now, so please be attentive to what I'm going to do. What do you call it? I want this place to appear, the bowl. I think the is copied. Okay, it's okay now. If they can still see it, yeah. Okay, so so Richard, watch me. That's 10 again. Okay. Now the charger can be off. It's the balance that is not. Let it go. I want this place to show. Well, okay. So as I was teaching always, to make it easier for everybody who wants to follow the path of their ancestors. Mind you, it is not the path of my ancestors, your own ancestors, because our ancestors are different. My ancestors are the people whose DNA I share, and your ancestors are the people whose DNA you are sharing. So I pour libation to my ancestors. So I use the names of my ancestors when I pour libation. So when you are also using, going to pour libation to your ancestors, it is good that you use the name of your ancestors and pour libation. There's a very big mistake a lot of people are doing, especially in the diaspora, by calling their ancestors, my ancestors, come and drink. There's nobody in the ancestral world called an ancestor. So when you pour libation and say, oh, my ancestors come and drink, nobody is coming to drink anything because you did not call anyone. That's the biggest mistake people are doing in the diaspora. And people who do not actually understand voodoo practice and ancestral spirituality are making that mistake every time. So my ancestors come and eat. My ancestors come and drink. Who is called an ancestor? An ancestor is a white man's word for Togbeo Nananum. So is there anybody called Nananum in your culture? It's a general name for all the people who die. So if you say Nananum Mbeji Munsa, you are not calling anybody. You say Nana Opiabre Bejinsa, Nana this Bejinsa. Then you call them and you give them, and then they come. They're just saying generally Nananum Bejinsa. You are not calling anybody. So it is the same in the people who are making this mistake that, oh, my ancestors come and drink. My ancestor come and drink. Who is your ancestor? There's nobody with a name in the ancestral world called an ancestor. Each and everybody who died or passed on had a name before dying. And that name is what you will use when you are praying and calling them to come and assist you. But if you just say, my ancestors, I'm giving you drink, nobody is hearing your drink. You are only wasting the drink. If you are even not lucky, some evil spirit will just come and say, oh, my name is an ancestor. And then you will think that you are doing something serious. Because there are millions of spirits out there who are looking for recognition. So when you make that kind of mistake, some evil spirit or bad spirit will just come and then start disturbing you, say, I'm your ancestor. And through you will be believing that it's your ancestor, but he doesn't even know your ancestor's name. But you, because you yourself, you don't know what you are doing, you just believe that it's an ancestor. So when you are praying to your ancestors, fetch, if you are living in a room or a house where you don't want people to see you while you are pouring libation, because they will kind of target you and pick you out and attack you. Get a bowl of sand, even this little one is okay. Or take anything, take any bowl, you cut a plastic bottle, a bucket, or any container, add soil to it and put it down somewhere in a corner in your house and make that place your altar. You don't need to put the table down before you call it altar. Any place nature is a place you can pray to your ancestors and to your spirits. So I'm using this one as a sample. So now I will go on to call the name. I say Ago Mauga, Ago Mauga, Ago Mauga, Mauga Sobolisa Meduago, Mauga Kitikata Meduago, Mauga Ese Meduago. Ese joto amejoto, ese na anu ame, ese te na anu ame, woman of a vi, dokon of a vi, woman of a vi, dokon of a vi, bena, dokon of a vi, maybe no woman of a vi, well, se popolipo, se glam and glass, se jo, chi ame George. So I'm just calling the Trinity in our Ave cosmology, where we have Sobolisa, Kitikata, and Ese. These are the Trinity in Ave cosmology. And I believe very strongly in other cultures also, they have their own cosmology and they can talk about how their world came about. But nobody knows what God is. But we all know that there is something we call God. So every culture has their own way of paying homage to God in their own cultural ways. So I mentioned those things. And then I mentioned some of the spirits that are with me, like Shemeham Foras, Semi Forage. Then I mentioned Abraxas, 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 Abraxas. I called you 7 times. That is the Abraxas version in the Ewe language. So I pour libation. Then I go on to call the spirit Miano Zoje Anibama Jufra for playing Bamadwadika. So I'm paying homage to the Mother F, as I say, yeah, as the Akans call it, and I think in India they call it Gaia. In other cultures also they have a name that they call the Mother F. So you pray, you call, because the Mother F is the one we walk on, it's the one that is feeding us, it's the one make us grow, and when we die, it's the one that eats us up again. So we call and pay homage to Mother Earth. Then after that, you call your ancestors. After you call the spirits that you are working with, you can now decide to call your ancestors. So my ancestors are the people that are a small royal family somewhere in the Volta region. So I call the royal stools name first, Tobengeje, Naduago. Mayo Brahini, Mayo Bombochi, Mayo Mbe, Foli Bo, Foli Koko, Modeke, Gonegoto, Kuche Kuma Konaga, Tobenyo, Baha. Mayo Etonye, Kosipoku, Akubia, Yononya, Akoso, Agoku, Foni Kokugeche, Tassinia, Amosi, Fusi, Jam Koso, Bracobra, Mamani, Bodrimba, Tobenya Koku, Kofi, Tobenya Kubia, Mensa, Mamani, Dorie, Poe, Mbe, Pekuno. Mayo Fenye, Celestine, Yawa Kubia, Katrina, Kubia, Fonia, Senseco, Fonia, Yabena, Kubia. Ekuto menefana ni bubu remena bubu menefana mu mayo awu no tuji bako tuji to tuji mayo kini hasa boja barasu barabunana. So I call my ancestors, my grandfathers, grandmothers, then I pour libation. I call my father is no more alive, so I mention his name. My mother is no more alive, I mention his name. Then I call my senior brothers, uncles who are no more alive that I knew. I mentioned their name, and I'm telling them that they should come and have a drink. They should sleep in peace and also open peaceful doors for me in life. So I did that. Then I called my teachers. So my teachers who have taught me this thing that I'm doing today, I took them as my ancestors now, because it is not always only your blood relatives are your ancestors. Anybody who had been good to you in this life, when they pass on, you can involve them into your ancestors, even though you have no blood relationship with them, but you had had a very good rapport, a very good life. Then through them you are now living your life peacefully. Such people also need to be prayed to. You can include them into your ancestral line. So I pour a drink for them, and I ask them that they should all come and drink and lie down peacefully in death, and so they should also empower me on in this physical plane, so that I can also live peacefully. So that is all that we pray for Abochi, until next week. So until next week, we close today's session, and thank you all very much. Okay, I have 2-3 questions here to read on YouTube. We have Okoso Richard say thanks you, and then we have Bright Anyan who say thank you, great one, for your wisdom you shared to us all. Thank you to Bright. And then Bright again went on to say, I have really learned a lot from your wonderful teachings. Great life, great one. Long live AMT. Thank you very much, Brighter Anyanu. I'm very grateful to you. And then I think Olive Ramon and Kelly, they have joined the section. The section is over. And then Cameron Ghani is saying gratitude and blessing to you, to Papa. Thank you very much, Cameron. My regards to the whole family. I'm very grateful. And then David Tetra, my nephew, said thank you for coming on our screen once again. Thank you very much, David. I'm very grateful. So until next week, Sunday, Kofi wanted to.
I have a quick question.
Yes, go ahead.
See, when you're doing ancestral feeding, you feed those who die traumatic death.
Yes. Yes.
When pouring libation, doesn't matter if you.
I don't mention those who die traumatic death. Usually, in my where I pray in my room, I have 2 bowls.
Right.
Okay, it's a very good question. I have 2 bowls. One, I pour libation into it. Of course, all the ancestors. My lesson that I was taught is use your left hand on for people who pass on. So I usually use my left hand to pray, but then my spirits that I work with, they did not pass on. They are spirits, They are still alive, so I use my right hand to pour for them. So in my prayer place, I have 2 bowls filled with sand. So I call those who didn't die, who died normal death, and pray to them first. Then I go to pray to people who died traumatic death in another bowl. So that because they don't eat together. So when you pray to them together, those who cannot eat together cannot come. You may mention them, but they will not join. So you would think that you are calling them, but they are not accepting anything because they can't join that group. But when you create their place for them, they will go there and eat. So that's how it is. Thank you very much for that question, because I think a lot of people will be asking that question, but they don't know how to write it up there. So thank you. Telly is saying that, sorry, I accidentally pushed it. What is that? Was there anything pushed anyway? Go up and see what is there before. Oh, I think it's okay. It's okay, thank you, Telly. I'm very grateful to all of you. So until next week, let's make a date and meet again and learn more about our own tradition. Don't let anybody deceive you. Your tradition is one of the most beautiful one and the most powerful one in this world. That's why everybody fears it. Because we in Africa, we can talk to nature and nature will listen. Thank you, and until next Sunday, bye-bye for now.